Mike Calta Show. It is Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Hello, everyone. I don't know why I'm so goddamn chipper. I went against my rules last night, and I put Wolf of Wall Street on for a little while.
Oh man.
But then I shut it down. Because I was exhausted, and I only wanted to see the fun parts. I didn't want to see the part where he went downhill.
Yeah.
Then I fell asleep, and my son came home from Post Malone, and it woke me up, and that movie was still on. And I watched the end of it.
It's long.
It is long. I got up, peed, came back, watched the yacht crash, and then watched it to the end. So I'm going to tell you, that Margot Robbie is something else. But that girl that is John Barenthal's wife that does the fly back and forth.
Blonde taking the money.
At the end, when they show her climbing in bed with the French guy, I rewound it just to see it again. Her body is unbelievable. And I don't even like perfect blonde model looking is usually not my thing, but I just was like, God damn, look at that, just a side leg meat.
Would you say
good.
she's tight?
I don't say that, Carmen. I don't say that on this show. The only one
if
who's
she comes in this room.
Yeah.
the only one who's tight on this show, you know who that is?
Spanish.
Your sister,
Yeah, that's
Holly.
right.
Oh yeah.
Holly, tight.
Spanish.
Yep.
Tight.
Yeah.
Multiple tights.
Yeah.
I have to give some credit to Gary, the listener of Roger and JP's show. They were doing a top 10 list, and the top 10 list was women's sports. Gary guessed number 5, vacuuming, which made me laugh out loud. Everybody's like, badminton, swimming. Gary's like, I got it, vacuuming. Anyway, welcome to the show today. It is a pleasure to have you all here. We have a lot going on.
Speaking of women's sports, I watched a thing the other day where the women's, I don't know whether it's the Olympic team, but it was a women's soccer team from the U.S., and they took on Wrexham, who is Ryan Reynolds and the other dude, Mac, their team. But it was the retired players from Wrexham playing against current female players.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to tell Ryan Reynolds, we're going to crush these guys. And the guy's standing there, and the guy's like probably 50-something, kind of grayish hair, but he's in good shape, and he's like smiling, and then he high-fives her and stuff. Then you just see, goal.
Yeah.
It just destroyed him.
Damn near killed him.
It was so funny.
The World Cup is still going on.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
tell me about it, because I put on Fox every morning, and there's a bunch of little Brazilian kids running around. And I go, what is going on? I realize it. I mean, listen to me. There is certainly a place for the Women's World Cup. Is it taking place at the most popular morning news station in Tampa? I mean, there are so many people especially old people, whose routines get involved getting up and do it. It's dangerous, I think, because now you're flipping over to ABC and you're looking at Dee Riley's pretty face and you're like, oh, I like her. Maybe I'll try this again.
Yeah, Fox has all the rights.
Yeah, but then you forget about it. But if you have all the rights, put it on Fox B or put it on something that isn't taking Charlie Belcher and Jen Epstein off of television.
Yeah.
I think that's dangerous for, look, if I take a day off here and, I put on the Mike Olivero show, no offense to Mike Olivero, but I'm not worried about losing my job the next day. If I they take it off and they're like, hey, we're going to pipe in the number one show from California to take your place. I'm like, hey, slow it down. I don't give everybody a chance to listen to something else. No offense to Mike. You know what I'm saying? I don't want.
That also goes for Mo and Johnny B.
Right.
No.
I put all the dummies on when I'm out. You know how it goes. Speaking of, I went on the air yesterday and had a wonderful time with John Senning and Mo last night. I was sitting in here doing some work, listening to John Senning, I guess, who was by himself on the show, and all of a sudden Mo is in there, which was fine. Mo actually did pretty good with John because they relate to a lot of stuff. And then, of course, Mo's like, but Sinead O'Connor. I go, God damn it, that's it. I turned the microphone on, and I was like, listen to me. You got to stop. Stop trying to make fetch work. It's not going to work. I'm like, Mo, you can say that whatever music genre she was in, she did okay to her audience, but she was not one of the great voices of anything. Not even in that one song. She sang it, and then Chris Cornell sang it better, and Prince wrote it. So, I don't know. I've seen women do it at karaoke where I was like, oh, that's a very impressive. He just his just taste is all over the place, and he's so passionate about music, but he's wrong. And then the other thing that bugged me about Mo is he spent 10 minutes talking about how to cheat at Taco Bell. Here's what you do. You order this tortilla, and then you tell me you want a cup of meat, and then you put it together. And, blah, blah. And I went, you sound like our listeners trying to sneak alcohol onto the cruise. You have two jobs. One's for the government, and the other one is a really cool job. You have enough money to spend $3 on a goddamn burrito.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Two things. One, don't go to Taco Bell if you can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can't afford Taco Bell, I don't know what to tell you. And then two, you're doing all this sneaky stuff and you're pulling around 4 times and putting on a mustache and a hat and glasses and everything else. And then at the end of the day, you save yourself 8 cents. You know what I mean? It's like, it's Taco Bell.
One of my favorite commercials ever is the time the McDonald's guy, the little fat guy with the mustache. He used to go to other donut companies and find out if they made 32 different flavors of donuts. And he dressed up as a lady one time and he covered his mustache and he goes, "Do you have 32 flavors?" Dude, that to me is the funniest thing. That guy also, Sam Breakstone from Breakstone Cottage Cheese. Nobody pointed that out. Yeah.
He's busy.
Yeah.
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor.
He's the Flame On in the one, and he's Captain America.
He's a multiverse of commercial
Yeah,
guys.
he's not allowed to do that. By the way, the women's soccer for World Cup started out hot with a 3-0 victory over Vietnam.
Oh.
Then they had a 1-1 tie against Netherlands. Then they had a 0-0 tie
They almost
against
lost
Portugal.
that last game.
And then they play on Sunday at 5 a.m. against Sweden.
So everybody's pissed off because they played like garbage. And then at the end of the game, they were all like dancing and like celebrating and stuff.
Doing hearts.
Yeah, doing
taking
hearts and stuff. And people are like, what the hell, man?
To quote Brad Pitt in Moneyball, is this what losing sounds like?
Yeah.
Is this
Like-
what losing sounds like to you?
So they're getting criticized because they were like all happy after the game where there was the one goal, it like hits the pole. If it goes in, the game's over. They're eliminated.
Of course they were all happy because at the end of the day, it's women's soccer and nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
You know who cares about it? Women who play soccer.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm just saying it's not. I don't know. Name one other person on the team besides Megan Rapinoe, and she isn't even famous for soccer. Although she's very good.
Alex
she's
Morgan.
famous for being. I
Alex
couldn't even tell you if you're right or wrong.
Those are like the two.
She's the pretty one.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you if you're wrong, right or wrong. It's just it blows my mind that Fox 13 is losing its morning news, unless they move the morning news to a Fox B affiliate or something. I don't know. We should call Charlie Belger and wake him up. Like, you shouldn't get the day off for this. This is the world's biggest cookie that needs to be talked about today. Anyway, the best of the Bay for Creative Loafing is, I guess, voting started yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to me. I take great pride in winning this award, but we've won for like 10 years, and if we don't win and you vote for somebody else, I'm not going to be mad at you. I take great pride in winning. Then the awards are very cheap pieces of paper in a dollar store frame, and they're on the floor of my gun room somewhere. And I don't know what it is. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to look at the results, and it's fun to go who when you're doing it. So Gio wrote down who is nominated. So I didn't look. I opened up the thing, but let's look and see who's nominated for best radio personality and best radio station.
So can you still write yourself in?
Yeah.
I don't think so because they do a nomination process, and you have to. And then out of the nominees, probably the people who are. That's where you write yourself in, then you get all your friends to go vote.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know, because last time it was like if just one person was like, hey,
Yeah.
Joe McGillicuddy on the podcast, he's the best radio person. Then they're like, oh, yeah, all right, he's in there.
Yeah.
So when TBT came out and they tried to rival Creative Loafing, they did a pretty good job because they were daily, they were everywhere, they had the little box, and they came out with a big splash. And the first thing they did was a best morning, best of the Bay kind of thing. And I won best morning show when I was on the country station, and I don't even know if I voted, like, for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get it and you're like, oh yeah, we voted 300 times. I don't even think we voted because we were like, we're never gonna win. We're like 4th in the ratings or 5th in the ratings, and we won. And that, I gotta tell you, that turned a lot of things around. The salespeople had something to go out and be proud of, and they put us on the cover of the thing. It was a big deal. So I take these things seriously. It's just that we've been dominating this thing for a long time. So I'm fine if somebody else wins. It's still gonna hurt a little. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm already going to go ahead and say that you can vote yourself in. I just looked
I'm
at
gonna look
something,
at it right now
and
because that's what we're
100%
gonna
you
do
can vote
here.
yourself in.
I thought
So
the
let's
exact
see.
same.
Okay, so best radio personality. Okay,
Mhm.
Best
number
of the
one.
best.
This is the best radio personality. These are the ones that you have to vote for. Christopher Gorman. Who is that?
I know who that is.
Who is that?
He's over at FLA.
I thought that was Ryan Gorman.
Maybe it is Ryan Gorman. Maybe it is.
The morning guy.
Yeah, I recognize the Gorman.
Right.
name.
But I'm pretty sure that was Ryan Gorman. Because when I used to listen to Jack Harris, I would hear
Yeah.
promos.
The only reason I know that name is because Jack Harris got fired.
Right. And
That's
it came
how-
up.
Yeah.
Maybe his fake name was Ryan and now he's Christopher. I don't know. We'll have to look.
I thought he was Brian.
We'll have to- I thought Ryan. You thought Brian. And it's Christopher on paper. We're off to a great start. Danielle from Magic.
That's good.
Do they use her whole name? She's going to be very mad about that.
Oh no.
Drew Garabo from this very radio station. Esme Russell. I'm going to guess maybe she's on the YUU, the Hispanic station. Esme sounds like it might be a Hispanic name. I'm guessing. Joe, Jed, and Ashley? You've got to be kidding me.
A guy with 3 names?
Who is Jed? Are they trying to rip off Ned?
Or
the
is
guy just goes, no.
there's no comma there. Is it Joe Jed?
Oh, Joe Jed? Joe Jed and Ashley?
Joe Jed, like
Yeah.
JoJo.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
We
I
have a
don't know.
JoJo. They have a Joe Jed.
One very handsome Mike Calta. Another very handsome Orlando Davis.
Oh.
A very annoying Scotty the Body. Scott Tavlin from Hot. Sam, St. Pete Sam. I love that they don't even have a radio station next to it because she's worked at all of them. And the very handsome and tall Tom Kresnicki. So outside of Christopher Gorman, which I'd imagine has to be Flying Ryan Gorman, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
What's the possibility there's more than one Gorman in this market? And Joe Jed and Ashley.
Joe Jed, yeah.
I don't know what Joe Jed is, but
Mm.
anyway, okay. So there you go. Vote accordingly. At least that one, Galvin. There's only one on there. There's one that we don't know that I think is probably from the Hispanic station. There's Joe Jed and Ashley, which are the morning show at FLZ, but that was the Joe show. So I can imagine Joe Jed is that Joe.
They have it as Chris. You thought it was Brian.
I thought it was Ryan.
Ryan. I thought it was Brian. I know what it really is now.
Joe Jed?
It's John Gorman.
John!
No,
Oh.
It's Ryan.
So who's Christopher?
I don't know. His arch nemesis.
Hilarious.
But you're saying what? That people didn't vote themselves in on that?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh no, but you were like,
You can't do it now.
Maybe
you
that's-
could have done it in the nomination process, but you can't write it in
yeah,
somebody
no,
now.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying is because you're looking at people who nobody's listening to their radio shows,
But the only
and
but
they're
the-
voted in.
Yeah.
You know what I
everyone
mean?
that's on here though is a legit radio person.
They're on the radio. Yes.
Right.
Okay. I
Every
got
one of
what
these
you're
are
saying.
on real radio shows,
Those are all morning
FM or
shows,
AM
aren't they?
stations. So I don't know who we can't figure out the Gorman thing. Danielle's mornings, Drew's afternoons.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what Esme is. Joe Jed is mornings. I'm mornings. Orlando's mornings. Scott's mornings. Sam is not.
So
and I don't know if Chris Nicky is.
I think I think Joe and Jed are 2 different people.
No, I like him as one
You
person.
like-
now, yeah.
yeah.
Joe Jed.
Joe Jett.
Let's see. Oh, best couple. Somehow we sneak into this thing every once in a while.
Please, me and
no,
you, Michael.
Nope, we're
Yep.
not in
No,
here.
best couple.
I mean, Joe in Spanish should be
No, we're father and
far
son.
and away the best couple.
Alyssa and Tony Holloman.
Oh, the Hollandans.
Bill and
How are the Glinspockles now?
They're
doing
they
very
might
well.
be. Why are you jumping the gun?
Yeah.
No, I don't even know.
You know?
No, there's like, there's a couple here, like local people that but usually it's Steve and Julie Weintraub are already on there, and they usually win every year. They probably pull the Garth Brooks and like, don't nominate us anymore. We've won already.
I have best radio show.
Hold on, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh,
You're jumping the gun.
I best stripper.
Yep. Best influencer. Now, there's only one person in Tampa that I would think, unless I'm missing something, who would you think of influencer?
Cat.
Like, so, right, Cat Stickler is the only one I would think of,
Yeah.
and she's not even on here. I don't know any of these other people.
But she never really talks about being from Tampa that I notice.
No, but she's always in Hyde Park, and
Yeah.
Sprinkles the Weenie is on here. I don't know what that is, but I am absolutely going to look that up and find out. Let me see. Hold on. What else? So there's influencer, best mayor. Come on, you got 2 people to choose from. Best networker. Let's see if any of our people made that. Nope.
Oh, it's got to be Ian Beckles.
Ian Beckles is not on here, but there is no best networker than Ian Beckles. Find somebody that doesn't like Ian Beckles, because you will. You'll find somebody to be like, I don't like Ian Beckles. Then 10 minutes later, you'll see a picture of him and Ian somewhere,
Yeah.
and that guy's pretending to love him. Best personality to follow on Instagram. I'm just looking to see if there's anybody I even recognize on here. Sprinkles the Weenie again. I don't know what that
Sprinkles
is,
the Weenie.
but I got to get on Sprinkles the Weenie right away. Do not mark that tape.
Oh, is that his Instagram name?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go right to best radio station. 102.5 The Bone, The Eagle, MNF, QIK, The Dove, Wild, and WUSF. So no love for FLZ or FLA or any of those. It's weird how those stations fell off so hard in all the years.
So I found out who Sprinkles the Weenie is.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Who is that?
So Sprinkles the Weenie is a dachshund
Oh, I'm in.
in Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sprinkles the Weenie.
mover and shaker.
Is Sprinkles doing anything? Like, is Sprinkles out and about a lot?
Sprinkles is out and about, but he's got a lot of very cute photos of him in bed with carrots and
He likes the beach.
Yeah.
It looks like.
he likes a big fluffy blanket. I gotta tell you, Sprinkles the
when he
Weenie is
does it.
very cute.
Best TV host news person. Bill McCardle? Nope. Charlie Belcher, Dennis Phillips. Gil Guerrero, is she even on TV anymore?
I don't think so.
Awful. James Tully, Java Ingram, Jen Epstein, Mahasa Saidi, Mark Wilson, Russell Rhodes, and Sean Daly. Charlie Belcher gets the vote.
Yeah.
These are not very exciting this year.
Mm.
Carmen, what have you won before?
I've won the Instagram.
Yeah. I won best to follow on Twitter, and I hadn't tweeted in like
Yeah.
a year.
I wonder why you didn't get nominated this year.
I gotta tell you, it's like the party and stuff is really cool. Yeah, I can see you, Gio. You're an idiot. You're dumb side eye. Ugh. You're not even worth addressing.
Damn it, Joe. Keep the
Yeah.
camera off me.
What a
But I'm
nerd.
just saying, like the party is really cool, and like Mike said, it's really cool to be nominated. But I think the party is the best part.
Will you go
Yeah.
to the party?
Well, I'm not nominated, so I'm not.
No,
I'm not
But
buying a
we go.
ticket.
You are nominated as a part of the show.
Yeah. It's all you.
Okay.
It seems like they're leaning to more younger nominees.
These I feel like we should explore individually to really get the right vote out there. Best stripper.
Yeah.
Number 1, Big Luna.
What?
That doesn't sound to me like something.
Big Luna.
I think Big Luna's got a big Luna, got a little Luna.
Well,
Demi from Oz sounds hot right away.
Mhm.
She's at Oz. Her name is Demi Hot.
I think demigod
Oh.
I think Demi Lovato or
Yeah.
Demi
more.
Moore.
Yeah.
And
Oh, mama.
Nadia Nirvana. That also sounds good.
I don't like it. 2 names. I don't like it.
She's a stripper to last name. She's hot.
I don't like it.
Number 4. Peaches, 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 peaches. Sheba, Queen of the Night, and Tracy Morgan. Hey!
Everybody getting pregnant.
Also, Ron DeSantis is on there. How funny is that?
Oh,
You know where I'm putting my vote.
Everybody should vote for him.
So dumb. Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else that we need to go over. I know I know I always tell you this, but the seriousness of this is that these things definitely help out local businesses, local stores, local restaurants, local bars. If you see a restaurant on here that is nominated and you've never been there before, you're like, oh, we got to check that out. It's been nominated, and it helps the business. So I definitely would go through it, and I would vote for your favorite restaurant that you vote for. If you don't have one, vote for one that's been good to the show. Vote for a Cafe Chibo. Vote for Frankie's new steak place. Vote for Gershie's in
I didn't get
Clearwater.
an invite to Frankie's new steak
Yeah,
place.
me
I haven't been
neither.
there.
Look at me.
you didn't.
I didn't get an invite to
I
Frankie's
can't
steak.
vote if I don't haven't been there.
He called me the other day and he goes, "When the hell are you gonna come out?" And I go, I never got an invite. Yes, you
Yeah.
did. Your father came out. I go, I'm not coming there during the rush hour times where everything takes 2 hours because there's a million people. Let it die down. He goes, yeah, you're right. Let it die down. So I'm going Saturday night.
Oh,
So there you go.
You did miss one of the things in there, entertainment.
Oh, what, the category or?
Yeah, the
All right, hold
best
on.
radio show.
Oh, I did.
So you
I'm
did
sorry, Galvin.
radio personality, but you didn't do best radio
All right,
show.
let me look. Let me get to that. I feel like this is not going to make me happy. Best radio.
Who do we
show-
think
Well,
nominated themselves?
They have best morning TV show, best metal band. All right, best radio show. Sorry, I
Yes.
did skip that one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Drew Garabo Live. Number 2, the MJ Morning Show.
Well, I feel like you numbering them is making people think that.
No.
Oh, in order. I'm just going reading them in order that they were nominated. The Pat and Aaron Show, Scotty the Body, the Big Gay Radio Show. Is that this show? That's
No.
not? Okay, I've heard. The Johnny B Show, the Mike Calta Show, the Morning Cruise, and Joy FM. What is the Mosh Chilton Show?
There it is.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me.
Like they need to.
No, but see what radio stations it's on.
Yeah. Or that's
See what
just
radio
embarrassing.
station it is on.
That takes everything out of the whole category.
See what radio station it is
Yeah.
on.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it is on somewhere. Is it somewhere on like a low powered AM? I know people do that every once in a while. And then of course WMNF Community. So dumb. But yeah, there you go. You ruined everything. You ruined it all. You brought us all down. We were all excited
Yeah.
about this 5 minutes ago. Now nothing.
It was fun while it
Yeah,
lasted.
I'm out. I'm not voting anymore.
For those reasons.
For those reasons, I'm out.
I'm gonna vote for Danielle.
But it's in the rate. You don't get any ratings, but you get
Yeah.
in every category.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's weird how that works.
Yeah.
That is
You
weird.
shouldn't be able to vote for yourself.
Well, if you couldn't vote for yourself, Carmen, I have a feeling there'd be 2 people in the categories.
Yeah.
Listen. On their website, it says if they suspect that you've obtained nominations unfairly, they will remove you. You'll be disqualified.
I'm looking
So-
at you, Ron
No
DeSantis.
ballot
All
stuffing.
So when they were doing this, they didn't go. "Do you know this?"
I guess, yeah.
They have best podcast too. I can't even pronounce this first one, but Carmen the Great is on there.
Oh.
Dead City Drive-In, Eerie Travels, Esoterica Cinema, Now Hear This Entertainment, Pineapple Cast, RBLR, Tampa Bay Nightlife, the Jeff Macalino podcast, Lazy Ass podcast. Is that Dizzy?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
we got something to vote for.
Oh, I'm voting for that.
Dizzy.
Dizzy.
Under the Influencer, which is Sam's podcast, isn't it? And Youngest in the Yacht Club. How am I the only one that wasn't allowed to do a podcast and everybody else that works there can go do their own podcast?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Anyway, I'm voting for Dizzy, the Lazy Ass Podcast.
Yeah,
I'm going to
absolutely.
be honest with you, though, full disclosure, never listened to it.
No.
I don't even know where to find it. I don't even know.
Sometimes on Instagram, if I'm on there, it'll send me a notification when he goes live, and it's just him and his buddy sitting in a white room. And sometimes I'll listen to that, and for a little
Is
bit.
it funny?
Sometimes it's funny.
Dizzy's funny.
So he does make you laugh. Sometimes I'll click on it, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm
Well-
afraid things are gonna get weird, so I'm out.
Well, remember when he first started doing the after show, he was bringing on his
That's right.
co-host
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
Yeah.
trying to do
That's
the
right.
podcast on the
trying to do
phone here.
So he was bringing in guys who didn't work here and making them do the show?
Well, no, he would like his co-host for the Lazy Ass podcast would call in
Yeah.
during the after show,
And they would talk about their podcast.
and they'd talk about, they'd promote their podcast.
That's funny.
So this is just a vehicle for lazy ass podcast.
Carmen, will you pick up line 2, please?
Yeah,
Uh,
like on air.
yeah.
Okay.
Steve, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta show. Oh, goddamn it, Steve. It says Steve works in an office with girls and he has to fight to listen to the show.
What?
I get it because I used to work in an office with girls and all they would listen to was a station that doesn't even exist anymore. I think it was probably whatever Magic was or whatever. I don't know. It was one of those like listen at work stations that played Shania Twain and a bunch of other Jackson Brown and all that. And that's what they listened to. And even though on Fridays was my day and I'd put on 98 Rock and they were like, oh, we hate this. When you're the only guy in there, that's hard to do. But Steve, tell the ladies that I grow on ladies like a fungus. You give us some time, the ladies ended up liking us. We had a goddamn 64-year-old lady that called me yesterday, and she's like, I listen every morning. So we're good. And also, we have girl things to give away on the show. Like we give away tickets for Bret Michaels. We gave away tickets for Post Malone. Just try to trust me. Say, ladies, work with me. You'll like them. I promise.
It's probably because you hate women's soccer.
Oh.
I think women hate women's soccer. You know, it's the same thing as like black people don't get mad at things that white people get mad at for black people, and like what are they called? Americans, the original ones, indigenous Americans.
Yeah.
They didn't get mad at the Redskins, but white people got mad at the Redskins.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it's like. The women are the ones who hate women's soccer. You know how many women would rather be see what Jen Epstein's wearing today than
100%.
what Megan Rapinoe's wearing?
Yeah.
Well, also, we got that lady back from Russia, so the WNBA's
Yeah.
ratings are through the
Flourishing.
roof.
Through the roof.
Brittany
Yeah,
Griner.
no?
Yeah.
Yep.
You can still buy a front row ticket for $2.
Nope,
and
sold out.
nobody cares. You were saying Disney's funny. Speaking of funny people, best stand-up comedian.
Oh, where you have that there?
Yeah,
Can you read that? Yeah, I don't know where it is.
By the way, I love that they allow you to like buy a vote thing, whatever.
Yeah, you
because
can-
right next to it has this guy, and it's like vote for this guy.
You
for
can
best
pay
comedian.
extra, and they'll
Yeah.
boost you up.
Yeah, why not? A little boost.
So best stand-up comedian for Best of the Bay, Al Romas,
I know Al.
Clark Brooks,
I know Clark.
Dan Basks,
I know Dan.
Dwayne Hill.
I don't know Dwayne.
Dwayne is the one who has the picture right there next to the thing.
Little boost.
Dwayne's trying to make
Yeah.
a come on strong.
Ginger Kelly,
Nope.
Jeff Lewis,
Jeff, I know.
JJ Curry,
JJ, no.
Joe Lamons,
Nope.
Johnny B,
Yup.
Matt Fernandez,
Yup.
and Rick Stupinski.
Nope. Listen to me. In our business of dealing with comedians, if they're worth nomination, we would have at least heard of them. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard of 90% of that list. I say Matt Fernandez and JJ Curry are the funniest stand-up comedians on there. Johnny B, very funny, but also he works here, so I don't want to be like, oh, Johnny B. Johnny B is very funny. Matt Fernandez is one of the funniest writers I've ever seen. And JJ Curry is a great stand-up comedian. JJ Curry's gonna be one of those guys where we're gonna be mad one day that we didn't take advantage that he lived here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Stupinski, Kaczynski, and all those other guys, I don't know. Some of them. Dan Bask, I know. There's a lot of them names I just know from being working comedians in the area. But Ginger Baker, I don't know. What is it? Ginger what?
Kelly.
Ginger Kelly. Yeah, I don't know. Ginger. She must be great.
Or he.
Yeah, I think Ginger Baker's really the only male ginger
Yeah.
ever. All the other gingers have been female, right?
I'm sorry you guys didn't make best rock band.
Well, we
that's
usually get
upsetting.
best cover band.
Nothing in there about fashion icons, Michael?
Let's see.
Did I get-
There's nobody that can compete, Joe.
Okay.
There's nobody
All right.
compete. Right
I-
out of the gate, you win that award.
All right, I'll take that.
100%.
Thank
No,
you.
I
So-
disagree. Disagree 100%.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, best cover band. I'm sorry.
Is it even in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We didn't even get
Banjo
nominated.
Steve.
Snubbed.
Banjo Steve made it.
Wow.
Banjo Steve.
Yeah.
Banjo Steve.
Banjo Steve made it. I'm sorry, you guys.
Who else?
Symmetry Band Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
Electric Soul Therapy,
Mm-hmm.
Disaster Piece,
That's a great name.
Crossfire Creek Band,
Oh, though they're managed by Artie Fletcher, so clearly he's got some pull.
right? Against the Sun,
Uh-huh.
the Danny Bub Combo, the Funk on the Beach Band, the Shake Society, and Twisted Revolvers.
Oh, Funk on the Beach is getting my vote.
It just sounds good.
That
I'd
sounds
vote
like
for
a-
Pipple Toddler, but you know.
Yeah.
It also sounds like Red Tide.
Yeah,
It
you
does
can't go
sound
swimming
like-
when there's funk
Yeah.
on the beach.
Fuck on the beach.
Nah, that's how you get hepatitis.
Well, listen, go to the Creative Loafing's page and vote for your favorite, whatever it is.
Vote for Dizzy, lazy ass
Vote for,
podcast.
Yeah.
vote for Dizzy's. That's all I care about this year is you vote for Dizzy's lazy ass podcast. And I just realized Happy Hour not nominated. Oh man! But all this time I thought it was him and his talents. I just pictured him like this,
Yeah.
dead
yeah.
staring at himself.
Just sad.
There was a vote.
I bet you Hoppy tried to kill himself and did it wrong, so we'll never hear about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't tie it to a beat. Like you go to his house and there's 3 different holes in the ceiling where he keeps trying to hang himself, but he can't find a solid spot to do it. He's don't worry about it, Gio. He's alive. He just couldn't get it done. That's hilarious. We got Sporcle coming up next. We got a lot of things to give away. We also have tickets to check out the tailgate party. Bud Light presents the Ultimate Country Tailgate Party happening this Saturday, hosted by me, and we will be having live entertainment from the folks at the Warren Brothers, who used to be St. Warren here in Tampa back in the early 90s, and they were a local band, And at one point, they were on stage with male dancers. Yes, that's right. They danced. It's so funny. But really great, talented brothers, and wrote some great country songs for themselves and for other artists. And they're going to be performing live here at the tailgate, as well as a guy named Aaron Barker, who wrote a bunch of songs for George Strait. We've got, of course, free Budweiser and Bud Light beer, and we have free food from the Brisket Shop, which right there is worth the price of admission alone, which is free, by the way. The Brisket Shop is the ultimate spot for briskets, and you're not just buying the meat, but you can go there and eat. You can go there and have lunch. You can go there and buy the this is what you should do. You go there and eat, and then you're going to leave with whatever equipment you need to make that brisket. They sell it all right there, barbecues and smokers and all that stuff. Great guys. They do our food for the tailgate that we do for the NFL all the time. You'll get to come on out there for that. It starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it goes all the way up until 5 o'clock at showtime. And then you walk across the street, see George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and Little Big Town. We are getting you in there for free, but you have to win your way in, so we will put that up for prizes today with Sporcle, among the other stuff, and we will do that next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to the
Always dancing down the street with this wavy blue eyes.
It is 6:47 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Saturday, August 5th, you're going to want to get out to Shark Coast Tactical. Reps from FN America, maker of the iconic 5.7 Scar Series, and the Bad to the Bone PS90 will be at the shop. In every corner of the globe, the majority of small arms carried by the U.S. military are made by FN, making some of the best concealed carry firearms in the world. Out of the box, the iron sights and the minimal controls put the FN miles ahead of their competitors, making some of the best concealed carry firearms for you. So stop by. It's time to pick one up. The PS90 or the 5.7 that you've always wanted, and get to the best deals only at Shark Coast. It is FN Day on Saturday, August 5th. There'll be tons of prizes, giveaways, and special offers. The reps will be there on site. The shop is open, slinging Freedom 10 to 6 daily, closed on Sunday, and open online 24/7. This Saturday, FN Day, at Shark Coast Tactical, Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Look for them on social media. Tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. I wish they were open on Sunday. I'd go on Sunday this week if I could. I can't go Saturday because I'll be at the tailgate, but this would be a perfect opportunity for us to go spend quality time there at Shark Coast.
Check out some guns.
I'd
Deal
like
some
to,
bullets
I'd like
in
to
our hands.
get a couple of FNs.
Yeah.
We'll line it up. Set it
Let's
all
go.
up. Ship them here.
I'm
Here we
ready to
go.
get some effing guns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part. You say effing.
Yeah.
Effing. Got my
Effing
effing
gun.
gun.
Give me some effing guns.
What'd
Yeah.
you shoot him with? I shot him with my effing gun. Damn it, I was going to tell you about something that happened in traffic yesterday, and I can't remember. I don't have road rage or anger or anything. I don't care what you do. You want to ride on my butt while we're riding? You want to ride slow in front of me? I'm not in a hurry. I don't care, whatever you do. But I watch people interact with each other, man. I see myself when I was 22 years old want to fight with it. The good thing about my son being somewhat of a stoner is that he doesn't care about anything.
That's
either.
pretty
He's
good, yeah.
Whatever. But I watched people yell at each other the other day, and it's always over by Lowe's. It's always like some guy who's been working all day and he has no tolerance for anybody else's stupidity for the rest of the day, and then some guy who's trying to be stupid, and I go,
Here we
I
go.
just want to see it break out when they just beat each other up.
I assume everybody has a gun and they want to
Yeah.
shoot me.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing anything. I'm not flicking the bird. I'm
No.
not cutting anybody off.
Me
I'm
too.
not engaging
I
whatsoever.
think that's a very smart way to approach things. Even if it's not true, just assume everybody's going to kill you, so you don't do anything. You know, and the cops are very adamant about, if you have a problem, call us. And I know, because they found me 3 times. 3 times they found me because somebody else called on me. This is years ago when I had a little bit of a shorter temper. I got into an argument with a guy at the Starbucks on Collier over there in that area, and he got up in my face, and I gave him a little push away from me because he kept touching my car, and I was like, stop touching my goddamn car. And then I drove away, and he must have called 911, and I was in the deep. I was at my frame guy. He's like 5 blocks in off of 54. There's no way in the world and they found me in 2 minutes. It was like they had a GPS on my car. They found me in 2 minutes, and nothing happened. They just were like, okay, we just had to see what happened. But it was just so weird. I came out and there were cops waiting there. I go, you can't possibly be here for me. You found me already. But anyway, they'll do it. They'll do an effective job at coming out and helping you. If there's some guy that's cutting people off and driving like a lunatic, you call them. They'll come and get them.
My favorite thing that Joe does when we're dealing with somebody who's driving slow in the fast lane is he'll roll his window down, slowly put his arm out the window, and then go give him
Move
the
over.
wave.
Yeah.
Move over.
I can't hear you. I can't.
I'm on.
That one was on me, Joe.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
that he talks and has no idea.
Yeah.
Do you hear yourself in your headphones?
No.
You're wearing headphones.
Those
Do you
aren't-
know
No.
if you can't hear yourself in your headphones,
I
you're
can't.
not talking into the microphone like you were, but
I,
your microphone was
no.
not on.
Yeah, no, was not on.
But you said it was on. You're like, I'm on.
No.
It was
I
on.
said it was
It was
turned
my
on.
fault.
I
yeah.
meant that it was
that
turned
one
on.
was on me.
I don't think those headphones are plugged in.
No.
Actually,
I don't think his mic should be plugged in.
He's like the father in the Beach Boys. They just
Yeah.
pretend he's over there doing
All
stuff.
right.
it's one of my son when they couldn't play video games, I would just hand him the controller that doesn't work, and I would be
Yeah.
controlling the game.
Yeah, somebody's back at the station doing Bone TV. You
Yeah.
have no idea.
It's Carmen.
I am.
Good job, Carmen.
All right.
I get in front of somebody in the slow lane. I go around them. I get in there and I go like this, thumb over to the
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
A cop did that to me one time. I was just lazy driving down Alligator Alley, just not paying attention. I look up in the mirror and there was a cop right there. It was like he was in my backseat, and he looked at me and he goes, "Move over," and I went, "I'm sorry." Yeah. So
Except for you do the move over, but you can't do it a bunch of times because then it looks like you're doing something else.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
up here
and
by
then,
your face.
and then
too.
they pull over and they're like, "You gave me the sign. Let's go, man."
All right, we've got some stuff to give away, Carmen. What is that stuff?
We do. So we have tickets for the Bret Michaels Party Gras, Disturbed, the Counting Crows, the Smashing Pumpkins, and Tim McGraw.
And
And
the tailgate.
the tailgate. They
Oh my God.
listen. It's not on the email,
Doesn't
or
matter.
it's on the email. It's like far down though, because it has all the information.
Apologize to
You're
Mike
supposed to read the whole
Olivero. Apologize to Mike Olivero.
Listen, the
Try to
email
make 'em look bad.
very long. No, it's not
Apologize.
true.
No, listen to me. I'd go to the tailgate even if I wasn't going to the concert. In fact, I am going to the tailgate. I'm not going to the concert. So there you go. But this is so funny. People are asking me for tickets for this concert. I can't remember the last time I asked for tickets for myself for anything. I asked for a lot of tickets, but it's never for me. And I asked for 3 tickets to this concert, and I have never been stonewalled by some. There is no tickets anywhere. This thing has been sold out forever. And I mean, there's obviously I can go to StubHub and buy them for a ridiculous amount of money. But a friend of mine asked me for tickets, and I asked right away, and it's been 2 months, and everybody's like, I got nothing. I've gone to, I went to Calta. I went to like all old school country guys. I was like, they're like, we got nothing. It's been sold out for a long time. Yeah, it's a hard ticket to get. So if you're going, know that it's going to be a full stadium. That'll be a fun time. Come over and get lit with us first at the tailgate, and then head over there. So, all right, let's do it. A little bit of Sporcle action. Here we go. Galvin, what line are you playing for?
I am going to win again today for line 1.
Line 1. Good morning. Who is this?
Zoe.
Zoe?
Yep.
Oh, Joe.
No,
she
yeah.
found you. Hold on, Zoe. Galvin's playing for you. Spanish?
Line 3, please.
All right. Good morning. Who is this?
This is Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Jeez.
Spanish is playing for you. I hope you win that drag race. Gio?
Line 12. I miss you, Tom.
Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Derek.
Hi, Derek. Gio's playing for you. I will take line 8. Good morning. Who is this?
Hi, Mike. This is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm playing for you. Please hold on. So sweet. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap, your judge and scorekeeper with his mic on. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're gonna play almost useless trivia. Can you answer these useless?
Thank God.
Almost useless trivia
That
questions.
math thing yesterday really made me
Yeah.
feel stupid.
That's hurtful.
All right, your first one. Which shape has 4 sides
Square.
of Mike?
Oh.
That was easy. It's a $100 question on Jeopardy.
What is the largest U.S. state in
Texas.
area?
Alaska.
Alaska, Michael. Dominica is the only country in the world to feature what color on its flag?
Green.
Purple.
Oh, purple.
Spanish.
Green. Oh.
What is the official language of Guinea?
Papa.
French.
Yes, French, Mike. Which chemical element has the symbol SN?
Tin.
Spanish.
Wow.
In what city do football clubs West Ham United, Chelsea,
Manchester.
and Arsenal play?
In which city? London.
London, correct.
By the way, Spanish has one of those shower curtains that has all the.
Yeah, the periodic table.
Periodic table on it.
He always
Yeah.
gets the elements.
He's scrubbing his hair. He's like, oh, potassium.
TV is lead. Yeah.
Your next one. What U.S. president saw the Great Depression end in
Roosevelt.
Eisenhower.
Hoover.
Roosevelt.
Lincoln.
Don't make us
Spanish.
guess after you got it right.
I didn't. You got What animal, which comes in a two-toed or three-toed
Sloth.
variety, Galvin? What is the arithmetic average of 10 and 100?
1.
110. 50.
55.
55. Galvin. What African country name ends with the letters L-I?
Molly?
Molly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Molly.
Yeah, that is correct. Galvin. What food around the world is also called paneer or queso?
Cheese.
Spanish.
Carmen couldn't wait to say cheese.
And Pap Pap.
Oh, boy.
We are halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. He has 0. Galvin has 3. Spanish has 4. And Michael also has 4.
Oh. I didn't think it was that close.
me.
All
I
right.
don't like this
Like
at
that
all.
tight.
I don't like
Coming
it.
back,
Yeah.
tin face.
All right. You guys are answering the general trivia questions. Your next one. What is the name of the spider that helped save the life of Wilbur,
Charlotte.
the pig? Charlotte. Pap Pap.
Galvin.
Oh,
No
come on.
way. There's no
Galvin
way.
gets the point.
Oh, my God.
No, I'll take integrity. I could be wrong.
I feel like I was way ahead of Galvin.
I thought I was ahead of both of you.
but
I didn't even hear you at all.
Because I was first. You were. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Galvin gets the point.
You are garbage.
You are garbage. You are garbage today.
Joe, I don't think you're garbage.
I mean, wow.
good work, Joe.
Well, it's tied up at all. Everyone has 4.
Yeah.
Except for Gio.
Yeah.
All right, next. Which TV show has had judges in different countries, including Seal, Tom
Idol.
Jones,
American Idol.
and Adam Levine?
X
The
Factor.
voice.
Yeah,
The Voice.
Damn it.
This is the
Gio.
That was me, Joe.
Gio was on the board.
Sure.
What is the past tense form of the verb to buy?
Bud.
But
Bought. Spanish. Which online auction website is
eBay.
Galvin? Which author wrote Oliver Twist and Great Expectations? Galvin. What woodwind from the Italian for
Clarinet.
small
Cello.
is half the
Viola.
size of
Piccolo.
a flute?
That's
Piccolo. Which Dutch painter's work
Van Gogh.
included
I
Spanish?
could get it out. I was like, but not Vogue. What is it?
What country's main islands are
Hawaii.
Honshu and Hokkaido?
Japan.
Japan.
And Spanish.
Hokkaido?
Hokkaido?
Hokkaido.
You really gotta pronounce it. What word completes all these movies? Swan,
Lake.
Hawk Down,
Black.
Black, Geo.
That's
In-
rude. Racist.
No. And what city is the headquarters for the United Nations?
New
New
York.
York.
Mike. In what country can 2 of the 3 holy sites of Islam,
Jerusalem.
Mecca
Israel.
Ah.
and Medina, be found?
Saudi Arabia.
Geo. Who is the brother of Nintendo's plumbing
Luigi.
Spanish? And Pep Pep. We're on the last 3.
Gio is on the board. He has a solid 3.
I had 4.
Michael has 5. Galvin has 7. And Spanish is your leader, but only by 1.
All
He
right,
has
here
8.
we go. Here we go.
Tight.
Ty,
Oh,
don't say
my
that.
The worst.
All right, last 3 general knowledge questions. What is the formal name of the thigh bone, the largest leg bone? Spanish.
Dr. Spanish.
Oh man.
Which solar system planet is named for the Roman god of war?
Mars.
Galvin. And the last one, which band's lineup has included Keith Richards and Mick
Rolling Stones.
Jagger?
I tied it up.
I would've said I got that.
I was a Geo.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're out of your mind.
Pap Pap.
Galvin got the point.
Oh, my
You're out of
God.
your mind if you even think you're
You're
close.
crazy.
He's so intimidated by Galvin.
He's so
No, I'm
intimidated.
not.
You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
so intimidated.
Yeah. Also,
And
I got it way before you. So.
Spanish and Galvin both have 9. Mike and Gio are out.
Yes, this is the extra. And last one. What does the B stand for in BLT?
Bacon.
Spanish.
I heard Galvin.
Gio,
I was
shut
thinking
up.
vitamins.
Galvin could convince Joe he said.
Oh, it's easy.
Oh, because you can't.
I don't even argue.
Please.
I
And-
couldn't today. I
and-
didn't get my Charlotte's
And
Web
the
one.
judge over here, by the way, anytime it's close, whatever, I heard so-and-so. Well, keep it to yourself because you know you influence them.
Integrity. I have integrity. I don't know what you want.
You're
I have
not.
integrity.
That's not integrity.
I am
That's influencing
filled
the
with
old man
integrity.
that takes out your trash and walks your dog.
Joe is so afraid of Galvin yelling at him that he just goes with it.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not. This is not
Also,
true.
I
Not
got Rolling Stones way before you, just so you know
Yes,
that.
he
I
did.
don't-
Regardless of whether he's scared of me,
Yeah.
I had Rolling Stones way before you.
As somebody who
you
had
can
nothing to
believe
lose in that, Gio definitely got it before you.
Okay, would you like to bet? Because I'll play the. I would love to
Yeah,
hear
we
the
can
audio.
never, everybody argues over the audio.
Yeah,
anyway.
okay.
Well, I'll bet. What do you want to bet?
$1 million.
Okay, I'll
'Cause,
bet you
yeah,
$1 million.
I 100% got it. It was Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone. I mean, it was way before.
I thought I got
I
it
felt
first.
that way about Charlotte's Web. I said
Oh,
Charlotte,
I
then
know.
you guys
I know.
all guessed.
I got that one first.
That one, listen, that one I don't know, and you got to go with the judge.
Yeah, he didn't know either, so he just guessed with intimidation.
Oh,
So-
well.
Yep.
Maybe be more intimidating.
I don't even know the final score.
Yeah.
You
I
ruined
didn't
Spanish's win.
Yeah. Nobody cares that you won.
You don't want the final score?
I like the final
Yeah, go
score.
for it.
For the
Gio
record.
had 3 points completely total.
I had
And that
4.
was it. Mike had 5. Galvin had 9. And Spanish is your triumphant champion. He won with 10.
I wish we had some way. He already did it. He already did it.
Jesus.
I wish we had some way
it
to
wasn't a
know
proper
for
one.
sure, like the exact, like there's no doubt we know for sure, and then we'd compare it to what Joe did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wish we had a judge. That would be. I think
All
that
right.
would solve a lot of problems.
Listen, I'm like an umpire in baseball.
Yeah, sometimes you get one wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get it wrong.
Sometimes you got to go to the first baseman and see what,
But when
first
ev-
base umpire
And I don't
says.
get to have a conference and decide
Right.
with anybody. I
But
get
when
yelled at.
every call you make is wrong, like you
No,
got to
that's-
change
that is
something.
Not
that is
everyone.
not-
He's
that's
got
not
a.
true.
He's got a.
That's
He's
not
got
true.
a small window of error.
We should get
Because he
you.
looks for you guys for
No.
help.
No, I
he
don't.
doesn't. He doesn't know the answer, and he panics. And while he's panicking,
Yeah.
Galvin intimidates him.
No.
The Mike's
He
Mike's
does this.
never.
He
Mike
does this.
goes, whatever you say, Joe, you
No.
sweet little
I don't
angel.
even-
I don't intimidate. Cops
I don't
didn't
even look at him.
Cops didn't find me for harassing people and fighting people in traffic.
I didn't even look at him. I just look straight
Exactly.
ahead and I wait for the answer, and then I
Oh,
go.
sweet Joe.
That's right. I
Still
am
my
sweet.
friend, Joe. Win or
Yeah,
lose.
thank you, Michael.
I didn't win today. I still think you're awesome.
I just like that as the judge.
Literally just called you garbage. Now he says you're awesome.
Well, I mean, you're a nice person.
I like that as the judge. You ask us for
Right.
integrity.
That's the whole idea.
But you
Integrity.
throw it out there. You go. I'll take some integrity.
I'll
Give me
give
some
you
of that
some
integrity.
integrity.
As
And I
far-
don't get any
as far
integrity.
as
Like it's Parmesan. Give me some integrity. Give me a little more.
Yeah,
Give me a little more
integrity.
integrity.
Yeah,
As far as intimidation goes, Joe goes, Galvin, no way! I'm not! And he goes, all right, hold on.
He said when Galvin yells at me, it makes me sad. That's what Joe told me.
Yeah.
He told me that
He
if you,
told
ev-
me
if
he
you
wet
ever
his
answer
pants.
right, he'll say it was you.
You yelled at me, wet his pants. He made a mistake.
He's
Yeah.
wet his pants either way.
He made a
Well,
boom.
I mean,
He made a
that's-
boom boom
yeah.
last time you yelled at him.
Did I yell at him at your birthday party?
I feel yelled at.
Thank you, Joe. Don't forget, heart disease and cancer are silent killers, but you can get scanned and give yourself and your family the peace of mind you deserve. Get in touch today at lifeguardimaging.com. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, fat on fat crime.
Oh, I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
No Undies Fundays and bonus time.
Oh, no, good. I could use one. All right, good. We'll get to news when we come back. It's my Calta show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
It's the
living room chairs, and they do it with no soap, which means no lingering. Saturday night, you know, we're going to be out there at the big Budweiser Ultimate Tailgate Party happening across from Raymond James. I look forward to seeing everybody out there. I look forward more really to eating the brisket from the brisket company. And then what stinks is that, I guess it's early enough. I have dinner plans to go to Frankie's Steakhouse Saturday night. So I don't want to go eat a brisket. And then, I mean, I do, but I want to go eat brisket and then go eat at Frankie's. You know what I'm saying? But
I have it like a little appetizer.
Yeah, it starts at 2 o'clock, so I get there early. I don't go to Frankie's till like 8 o'clock.
Oh,
so
that's plenty of time.
thank you. You squeeze a poop in between there, right? Clean out the
meat on meat.
Clean out the pipes. Where is Spanish?
I think he's cleaning out the pipes.
I mean, but he sat here the whole break, and then he gets up to go poop right when we come back on the air.
I guess I don't know.
What's wrong with him at home that he's got to have such a irritable bowels?
I do not know, Michael. He spends more time in the bathroom than anyone I've ever met in my life.
I swear to you, on my children's lives, 60% of the time I call Spanish, and I don't call him a lot. He's in the bathroom. Yeah, I go, I hear, hello, Michael. I go, how could you possibly be in the bathroom again? Well, I was just doing a number 2 or just taking a shower. It's like he lives in there.
Yeah.
That's why he's always in there reading the periodic table. That's why he gets all those answers.
He's studying the
reading the shower curtain.
Gotta study up.
I will tell you that sometimes I like to go in my half bath over by Joey's room, and sometimes when there's a lot of people in this house and it gets loud, I run to that room like it's my only safe room. The minute I go in there and turn the fan on and lock the door, I'm like, oh thank God. Like I feel like I've escaped the planet and I don't have to deal with anybody. We were just talking about why you always choose to go poop right when the show is coming back from break. Like why can't you go when we go to break? You just sit here all willy-nilly.
It's true. I'm trying to train my body to do it during the first break because that's the longest one for sure. But sometimes my body betrays me.
But like we went to break and then you just sat there doing nothing, just being dumb and staring at me.
That's very true.
And then
30 seconds before,
you're like 1 minute and then you get up and leave.
I don't know. I just, when my body tells me it's time to go, I freak out.
And then you sit backwards on my toilet, which is the weirdest thing. You reverse cowgirl on my toilet.
Damaging the equipment.
No, if they didn't want you to use that tank as a tray, they wouldn't have made it so perfect when you sit reverse cowgirl.
There's nothing bad about it. It's not going to break my toilet other than the fact that you defile the front end of the toilet where the water really doesn't hit. So
you leave shrapnel.
That's not true.
We've all seen
shrapnel.
it. We've all seen it.
We've confirmed that that is not my shrapnel. That is somebody else's shrapnel in the house. I don't want to put her business out there.
You leave my young daughter out of this.
Listen. I didn't.
My daughter's too little to sit on the toilet seat, so she has to scoot all the way up front. So sometimes she hits the front.
She's
a high rider.
I make sure to get rid of all my.
She's got the etiquette of a sailor from World War II. I go, Juliana, you dumped in the toilet and you didn't flush. And she's like, so flush it, fat nipples. What do you want from me? She's like, you're right there. You do it. I go, okay, I guess you're right about that.
This is going to come back to haunt you one day.
What is?
You talking about your daughter's poop.
No, she doesn't care. I'm telling you.
Now.
She made cupcakes yesterday on her own. Like I came and I saw her. She was on the oven playing around. I go, what are you doing? That's not a toy. She's like, settle down. I'm making cupcakes. And I go, like, that's any better. You're in here by yourself in the kitchen with a mixer in the oven. She made a good cupcake.
Were they good?
Yeah, I was in here doing work and she came in here and brought me a cupcake. I was like, oh.
You didn't have to lie.
How old is she now?
10.
Yeah, that's about the age they start doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
On their own.
Listen,
Oh, man.
It's going fast, man.
not supposed to be eating cupcakes right now.
They're growing up.
Who's
It's hard
not?
to say no.
Her or you?
Or you.
I'm not eating cupcakes.
I'm not eating it either. But I
It
had to
doesn't look like
I had to
it.
pretend to like it when she came in.
You just had it.
I didn't necessarily eat it. I pretended to eat it.
And she
no
can-
one's believing that.
She eats cupcakes. She just has to make them first. That's her. She can't if she won't eat it if she can't make it.
Yeah, but
like
the
a
problem
laundry
is-
detergent.
She puts borax in it.
No, I
Galvin,
know.
a couple of weeks ago, she's like, Dad, can I make you pancakes? I go, Juliana, I already ate breakfast. It's 11 o'clock. And she's like, please. I go, okay. And she goes, do you want 3 small ones or 1 big one? I go, whatever you want to give me. So she gave me 1 big one that was raw in the middle. And I was like, okay, I'll eat it. And then she kept checking, like, why aren't you eating it? And I ate it. And I thought, the way you're watching me and the way this tastes, it's like you put poison in it and you're wondering how long it's going to take to knock me
Yeah.
out. Like
Always
you're
pick
trying
the
to
minis.
like you're trying to figure out how much more poison you need to kill the next
Yeah,
person.
for sure.
And he's still sitting up.
When her best material is fat jokes, she's got to keep things,
It's true.
She can't have you getting skinny, then she loses all her best lines.
She hit me with 3 fatties yesterday. I go, okay. I go, at some point it's gonna hurt my feelings. And she went like that. Yesterday on the show, I introduced a matter of fact, Carmen, if you could play it, the video, and Gio did some digging after the show. It is 2 lovely people who found themselves in life, and they wanted the rest of the world to know that they are no longer available for dating. So please don't ask them out. And they did it in song, and a lot of people were texting me during the day saying, "Thanks a lot. You've got that song stuck in my head." I hope you people know that it worked the same for me, because I was walking around the house going, I have a boyfriend. Can you have it, Carmen? Can you play it?
I do. Here
All
you
right,
go.
prepare yourself for this. This is 2 very ugly people who found each other.
I have a boyfriend, so don't ask me out.
Now the guy.
I have a girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
Don't ask me out.
oh no, oh, don't ask us out.
Now, Gio,
No.
you say they were Australian?
Yes.
Okay, so Gio did some diving yesterday, and evidently there's a lot more videos of them singing, but also they both made a video statement that says they're taking some time off from performing.
Yeah, I think once they went
no.
viral, they got a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But they're still together.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
don't ask them
Well,
out,
yeah.
Carmen. Don't ask them out.
Why are
Make
you asking?
sure.
Yeah.
There was rumors that Marshall had left her, but Yeah.
I wonder why.
But
He
now
was
that-
so excited to have a girlfriend.
but then to find out they actually are still together, he
Okay.
just removed
You know
himself.
their names, Marshall? What's her
Yeah,
name?
what's on there? I think her name is Chloe.
Oh, doesn't look like a Chloe. So they're together and they want the world to know it. So in song they put together, "Please don't ask us out. We already have each other." So I showed it to my wife last night after singing it to her all weekend, and she was not interested. And I asked her if she would make a video with me where we would profess our love to each other and sing it to each other. And she said no. She said no several times. And then I had to negotiate with her. Today after the show, immediately at 10 o'clock, I have to stay with her all the way up until Jeopardy at 7:30 because she has to go to Lowe's, she has to go here, and I have to do all that stuff with her and drive her and carry stuff. That was my trade-off for the video that we made yesterday. Carmen, can you play that video?
I do have that.
Please play. This is me and my wife professing our love for each other in song.
I have a boyfriend.
That's my wife.
So don't ask me out.
I have a girlfriend, so don't ask me out.
Oh, don't ask me out.
It currently has 15,000 views.
No.
It's the quickest video to get to 10,000 that we've ever had. If you'd like to go see it, it's on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. Probably will not get this again, and it will be worth all the slave type duties I have to do today.
Yeah.
She was so mad, and then she was like, "We're not going to post it." I go, "What did you think? I want to make it so we could just watch it in the house? Did you think I was going to show the kids and they'd be happy?"
Your wife can actually sing, though.
She can sing.
Very good.
Which makes it worse for me, but yes, she can sing just fine. So there you go. I have a boyfriend. Don't ask me out.
Beautiful.
Hits available now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:26. Time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Coming up after news today at 8:15, Well, at 8 o'clock, we're going to have a new open letter, which will probably end up getting pushed back. But at 8:15, straight off the congressional hearings concerning UFOs, Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna will join us on the show. She made some time for us so we can get some updates on what exactly they found out and what this really means to us. And
when the aliens are going to rip our faces off.
Do they indict the president to take our mind off the aliens, or they introduce the aliens to take our minds off the indictment of the president? I don't know, but either way, we're going to talk about, in a serious fashion, aliens. It's confirmed, and the world's not going crazy. I don't understand. There's so many more questions and so many things to talk about. Ana Paulina Luna will join us at about 8:15. Galvin, what do we have in news today?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. Let's say you have to wear your son's friend's shoes, and you need your own shoes.
That was an accident.
I would say go to Pelt. Well, if you go to Pelt's and you get your own shoes, you're going to make sure you're wearing them because you like them a lot. And Pelt's is saving you money right now. They've got tax-free season happening. Also, they have buy one, get one 50% off on some of the top brands. So you can go in there and save some money. Also, if you're making a purchase, you got to get some back-to-school shoes or something, you're going to save $10 off purchases of $75 or more. While you're in there, make sure you check out the 3D scanner. They've got the 3D scanner in there to make sure you're getting the perfect fitting shoe. It does the little scan of your foot, sends it to your email, lets you know, and then they have it there on file. So next time you come in, they go, oh, well, these fit you well. We can do these, or they have these new ones here. So everything ready to go for you at Pelt Shoes. Pelt Shoes, get them at Pelt's. So the big news, former President Donald Trump was indicted for a third time on criminal charges related to his effort to retain power in the aftermath of the 2020 presidential election. He was charged on 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an attempt to, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Trump had already signaled that he faced charges brought by special counsel Jack Smith, rallying his congressional allies to claim that the justice system has been weaponized against him.
So he's right. He's right. And the perfect example of why he's right is because why did it take 2.5 years for this to happen? Why were they? I mean, do you know the guy with the horns that was at the January 4th thing?
Oh, the shaman?
Or 6th, whatever day it was. The shaman, yeah. And Adam, the guy, the podium guy, and all. Do you know those guys already were convicted and served their time and have been out already?
Yeah.
So why did it take so long? I mean, not clearly. I know he's the president, and it's deeper than this, but why did it fall right before an election? Like, is nobody, I know half of you out there are like, you're S and Trump's D, and then the other half of you are like, well, no, I can't say anything to make you happy, but you have to look at it from an outsider point of view and go, it kind of doesn't make sense that they're doing this right now. If you don't think this has to do with the election, it's insane. I mean, they're dropping it right now. It's in the lap of an Obama-appointed judge who is very strict with the January 4th people. I mean, this stuff is designed to destroy anything he has left in the future. The power that he has over his people, over his MAGA people, is scaring a lot of other people. And the fact that this took 2.5 years, this is coming on now, and that they've been chasing him is suspect. Now, also, you got to look at it from the other way and go, it's the first time we didn't have a peaceful transfer of power. It's, everybody was telling them to chill out and tell those people to get out of there. Part of me, the conspiracy part of me, and the guy, I don't believe that there was, I don't know. I want to say I don't believe that there was cheating and lying and all that stuff. But then you get over to, look at how corrupt Biden looks right now. Not just old and incapable of doing his job, but the corruption that is surrounding him is insane. So now you got to go, I don't know who to believe anymore. I am completely perplexed. I don't know. I'm voting for Ramaswamy just because I like that name. I want to say President Ramaswamy. I don't even know anything about it. Ramaswamy, the big salami. Yeah. It makes more sense than trying to vote for a guy that you think would be a good politician because they're all corrupt. They're all wrong. It's insane. I don't know. At this point, I can't imagine what would be worse for the country. Having Trump be president, having DeSantis be president, or having Biden be president. I got to tell you, I don't want Biden to be president.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
based on this last one, Trump went up another 2 points in the poll.
Yeah, of course, because
Yeah.
because too many people are saying the same thing. They're like, okay, so part of this is there's an interest in this. There's a process you have to go through to find out if he broke any laws, if he did anything. Him telling Pence to go in there and reverse the thing. There's part of this you have to review. But then when you serve it up like this, right as the election is starting to heat up and
More stuff's coming out about Biden.
More and more stuff is coming about Biden that really is making Biden look like it's hard for Biden supporters to be like, well, okay. In the beginning, they could be like, oh, that's Hunter and this and drugs, and now you're like, well, I now I'm starting to see it.
I wonder if Trump almost walked right into the trap of him trying to push this off, with his lawyers and pushing this off until he becomes president again, which he assumes that he's going to have happen, and then he can take care of it on his own. And they're like, yeah, let him keep pushing it back, and then right before the election, we'll go, nope, can't push it back anymore. You got to do it now.
The argument is that he knew these charges were coming, and part of the reason he launched his campaign so early was so he could get ahead of it. And then when his spin at this point would be, oh, look what they're doing. I was running for president.
Right, sure.
And that's why he why he got jumped in the race so early, knowing that all these charges were forthcoming.
And it's a lot easier to get the shaman and get the guy that stole the podium and stuff. They're not former presidents. It's a lot easier to get them through the system and
so
do
now,
it.
So now you can say, look what they're doing to me. And that's why he jumped in so early.
This is why I think the aliens are totally a distraction, because I don't think as an American you've ever had more of a crisp, clear example of how both sides of the same snake are doing just heinous, crooked, corrupt things on either side. And that's just what we have.
And the problem is that too many people are afraid to say something because if one of them get elected, they don't want to be the one to say, I was saying that before, so.
I feel like it's going to come. What's going to happen is when it comes down to the election, people are going to, instead of choosing your candidate based on policies you agree with, it's going to be choosing your candidate based on what do you care about more. Do you care more about the fact that Trump is being indicted on all these charges? Do you care more about the fact that Biden is potentially corrupt and his son has been embezzling all his money? It's like, which F up bothers you more, and that's what you're going to base your vote on. Which is crazy.
So before who was president before? It was Obama. Obama didn't seem to have any
a lot of baggage.
A lot of baggage. There's not a lot of skeletons. And before that was Bush.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Bush was Father Bush was CIA. He was he'd been ambassador to a lot of weird places. Yeah. He's got oil money. He's got cocaine problems. I mean, he had some issues too, but there weren't. Yeah. It seems like the baggage just keeps getting heavier and heavier as time. Clinton had possible kids that weren't his and rape charges and girlfriends on the side, and his baggage was pretty bad, but it wasn't political. It was more personal.
It's like, this guy's corrupt. This guy's corrupt. Which one's corruption bothers me more? Yeah. That's who I'm going to vote for, as opposed to the policies that affect
the big citizens. Salami Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
Oh. I know nothing about him or his policies. I'm just saying it because of his name.
He has his own money. He's pretty moderate when it comes to most of the issues. People are upset about his religion.
Well, my father says, I like the Indian guy. Yeah, that's when you know people are looking out.
Yeah.
My father liked Trump a lot. Now my father's starting to look out too. So.
But he's not going to be able to be president because he's going to take over the Daily Show. Oh, that's a different guy.
It's wild.
Here's something else to distract you while this is going on. The Mega Millions jackpot increased to an estimated $1.25 billion after no one beat the odds on Tuesday night, and nobody won the massive lottery prize.
One of these guys sent me a story. The odds of you getting bit by a shark in Florida are more likely than if you win the.
Sure. The odds of you hitting the Mega Millions and hitting all the numbers with the Powerball, I mean, it's astronomical. It's crazy.
I'm pulling for you guys.
We're gonna be rich.
I like it because when it gets up to $1.5 billion, you get four numbers. You're going to win some money. You know what I mean? Like you're now the prices. All the prices are going up.
I got one of the $20 scratches yesterday. Nothing.
I got one of the $20 scratches the other day. I doubled up $40.
Oh,
I got two of the $50 scratches and won nothing on either one.
I thought at least I should get a ticket.
Something, yeah.
That's what I said. I'm like, at least give me $5.
I did that with the $30. I had two $30 scratches, nothing. I was like, come on, man.
You feel really stupid when you scratch the thing and it's nothing.
What I do. I give them to Amanda and I go, you just have bad luck.
I don't know what I did, whether I was looking at those lights earlier or something, whatever, but I'm like seeing white spots.
Let me help you. You ready?
I
have a boyfriend. Don't ask me out. That fixes everything.
Do you smell burnt toast?
It actually didn't help. I don't know why. But if you got 5 out of 5, or I mean, if you got 5 of the Mega Millions, the 5 balls, you get $1 million. And if you have the Mega Plier, it would be $4 million.
All right. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
We lost, but we won.
Yeah.
But then if you have the 5 out of 5, then with the Mega Ball, then you get the big one. Yeah. I want it.
That's so many. It's good.
But
billion.
Gio, I don't. The funny thing is I don't think any of us are saying we're definitely going to win. We're saying
If we win.
when we win,
if we win, not when we win.
guys,
If we win,
we're gonna be rich, guys.
I hope so. I hope one of us wins.
When we win,
Not
it's gonna
you.
be nice.
Florida has become a popular hub for migration in recent years, leading to more people living in the Sunshine State. In fact, several Florida cities made the livabilities list of top 100 best places to live in the U.S. The list is based on factors like the city's economy, the housing, cost of living, amenities, transportation, environment, safety, education, and health. So what do you think? There's 4 cities in Florida that made the top 100. What do you think those are?
Tampa.
No.
No, I was saying not Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
St.
Sarasota.
Petersburg. Oh, Sarasota.
Yeah.
Sarasota. No.
Whoa.
Orlando.
Orlando, yes. Orlando comes in 4 out of the top 4 in Florida. Mike, you started to say, and you were rudely interrupted by Cheap Leaps. St. Petersburg, number 1 out of the Florida cities with a live score of 756. Right behind it with a score of 754 is...
West Palm.
Newport Richie.
Naples.
No, I don't think anyone's going to guess
Perry.
this one. Alafaya.
Alafaya.
Alafaya?
Alafaya.
And then coming in at 751 on the live score is Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, my hometown.
And then
Once you left, it went up. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And then Carmen guessed Orlando. I got to tell you, when we were down in Daytona, Daytona is a armpit of
Yep.
a
it's
city.
Daytona,
it's a dump.
Jacksonville, that whole area.
But people are like, well, after the hurricane and stuff. I was like, was it cool before the hurricane?
No.
They had one of those big slingshot rides, where they shoot. I go, is there any way I can get on there and you shoot me back to Tampa? Because this place is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
it
they
was-
they have the beach. It's a beach town, so they have the beach and the racetrack.
Yeah.
And if you're not into either one of those things, you shouldn't live in Daytona.
Everything
It
just seems old and
It is.
outdated
Yeah.
and just a dump.
Everywhere was closed. Like
Yeah.
nothing was going on.
Daytona was cool in the 80s.
Yeah.
And has not changed ever since.
has
There's
not.
Nothing's happened. Jacksonville, I have to be honest with you, Jacksonville's kind of, I mean, all areas have their bad areas. Jacksonville is mostly the bad areas,
It
but
smells though.
it
They
but
got those
that
paper mills and it just smells like poo.
but that
and
one
meth.
area that they have
Yeah.
by the river there or whatever, the water somewhere, they
Yeah.
have a nice little river walk area. I mean,
think
they
that-
have it
I
has
think that
potential.
closed down.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
They
think
closed
so.
down a whole.
So some of the other ones. So number 1, the best place to live. What do you think it is in the U.S.? Best city to live in. You can just give me the state.
Joe Rogan's Austin, Texas.
No, but their number 2 is in Texas. Flower Mound, Texas.
That's
Has
like call my
a,
wife's privates.
Live score of 872.
Let me
You
get
get on
that
your
flower
flower
mound.
mound.
Oh, man.
There is one above that. I have the top 3. So.
Oregon, somewhere in Oregon.
No.
Hmm.
It's south.
South.
Mhm.
Oh, South Carolina,
No.
North Carolina.
No.
No, neither one of those.
No.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Georgia.
No. Georgia.
Yeah.
Johns Creek, Georgia.
Oh, my favorite creek.
Has a live score of 877, and then coming in 3rd is Carmel, Indiana.
Oh.
Carmel, California is beautiful. I don't know about Carmel. Indiana.
Carmel, Indiana, probably not as beautiful,
No.
but it came in at number 3 with 866.
I think Carmel, California, is the most beautiful place that I've ever been to in the United States.
Yeah.
Like it's like the best. It's probably like how California was 60 years ago, maybe more. It's just beautiful. There's water, but there's city, and I don't know. I just liked it a lot. I really would live in a retired life in Carmel,
Yeah.
like Clint Eastwood.
So we're getting ready for football. Tomorrow night is the first game, right?
Yeah.
First preseason
Holy
game.
cow.
Yeah.
Jets, Browns.
Yeah, field goal.
And then you have Nickelodeon will air an alternate kid-focused telecast of Super Bowl 58. How about that? It'll be the first time a Super Bowl has had a second presentation.
Yeah, they do. They've done the games in the past, and they put like slime in the end zones and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
It's like the overlays, like
Oh,
when
brother.
the players score, like slime shoots off.
Can't
and-
imagine kids even like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just watch football.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't need slime.
You got to get them early, you know?
I remember being a kid and watching
Yeah.
football and just
All the graphics are like kind of cartoony and stuff.
A 21, this is why you need basic math. You need to have at least some basic math. I know once you get into algebra and trigonometry and stuff like that, unless your career is involved with that, you don't really, but basic math. 21-year-old man escaped from prison last year, just a few months before he was going to be released. After he escaped, he broke into a home and held people at gunpoint. Now he's been sentenced to 40 more years.
Yeah, what was he thinking?
He was
Like,
a
what-
couple months away from being let out, and then
Why?
he broke out, held them at gunpoint, got 40 more years.
Brooks. He's like Brooks. He's
21.
Gotta
institutionalized.
stay in there, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he didn't want to get out.
Yep.
Oh,
Terrible.
That might be it, Carmen. That
But
might
how-
be Joe. You
you're-
might be right.
You're 21. How long you been in there that you're institutionalized? You know what I
Right,
mean?
but also you don't. But like, who's waiting for him on the outside?
Yeah, he probably has a boyfriend on the inside.
Well, maybe. A man in Phoenix got stuck in someone's chimney while apparently trying to break into their home. It took
This has happened so many times over the years that you can't think it's smart to go through
right?
a chimney.
I
also,
don't get it.
Who's going in through a chimney?
Right.
Like,
Santa.
that's the most dangerous way, and it's a
Yeah.
tight squeeze. You don't know. All chimneys aren't the same. It's not like, it's the front door, and you walk through the front door. You know what I mean?
They had
It's
the
a chimney.
woman that was stalking her ex-boyfriend
Oh,
that she
yeah.
got stuck in there for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm so claustrophobic. The thought of being stuck in a chimney, I don't know. I wish I'd tried to figure out a way to just kill myself.
And if they have a fire going, which in Phoenix they probably don't, but it's 100 and whatever degrees,
Oh,
you know
it's
what I mean?
so hot,
And you're
man.
stuck in the chimney. So it took a crew of firefighters to rescue him. He was checked out at the hospital, then arrested.
What an idiot.
Yeah, see you
yeah,
later.
I don't. I'd be screaming.
Oh, my God.
Would you
in your
rather
chimney?
be stuck in a chimney or stuck on a ride called Music Express?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'd be on the Music Express. Is that like one of those things that go around a circle?
So a ride called Music Express malfunctioned at an amusement park in New York last weekend, and people were stuck doing circles in reverse until maintenance cut the power. The usually lasts like 2 or 3 minutes for the ride, but they lasted for over 10 minutes going
that's
backwards
fine.
with it.
That's
Guy-
fine.
Yeah, but the guy said it felt like an eternity
Yeah,
being
I'll
stuck on
bet.
I can go
going
to. I just go to
backwards?
sleep.
Oh, but think about you're going in reverse. So like your head is being forced down towards your bottom. You're hitting bumps for 10 minutes nonstop.
You don't have bumps. You just do a little.
And they were playing Sublime the whole time.
I'm out. I'm out. But the chimney thing is creepy because think about if you scream and you're wedged and when you let that air out, your body compresses so you slide down
further,
more.
tighter.
Yeah.
Then you can't get your breath. Then you're doing this.
Yeah.
Trying
and then
to
you
get.
can't
I would
yell.
keep doing that, and then I would exhale really hard and break the brakes
Oh,
with my belly. I would crap my way down to the bottom.
Oh, I would
just
be-
keep
yeah.
crapping until I got skinnier and skinnier all the way to the
What
bottom.
do you do? You go in and you put your hands up,
my
and then you're
God.
stuck like that. Oh,
That's the
get
worst.
out of here!
Oh,
Get
you
out
go-
of here!
You go hands down.
Oh yeah, then you can't. Carmen, I think you'll be excited about this. Mike, maybe you'll be excited
All
because
right.
I don't think they're gonna make them raw. They'll actually cook them all the way through. IHOP is doing an all-you-can-eat buttermilk pancakes for $5. It's happening this month. They're celebrating their 65th anniversary. It runs through August 27th.
All right.
How
all
much
right.
can pancakes cost to make? That's a pretty good idea.
Well, I can't imagine you being able to eat more than $1 worth of their,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What it costs them. So they're getting $5. They're like, nobody.
And the one or two guys that comes in and has 20 servings of it, they're like, this is
Yeah.
good publicity. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Smart, IHOP, smart. Bad for Red Lobster, good for IHOP. IHOP, not iHeart.
Remember, Treat Williams died on his motorcycle. Well, the man who pulled his car out in front of Treat Williams' motorcycle has just been charged with grossly negligent operations with death.
That is a toughie.
You don't want to kill somebody famous.
No, you don't.
No,
Like, if that
or
was just-
somebody with money.
Yeah.
If that was some rando, they'd be like, he was probably driving wild on his thing. whatever.
You also don't want to kill a New Orleans mafia guy's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Not
learned
even
that.
if you're a judge.
Carmen, this may be a weird question, but answer honestly if you don't mind.
How often do you shave your face?
When you go to the
Every day.
gym, do you wear underwear?
No.
Okay.
I don't wear underwear.
Is that where the bread's coming from?
No.
So I guess a couple of fitness influencers were having this discussion. Apparently, there's a trend of women not wearing underwear to the gym, which is understandable. I mean, especially if you're wearing like bike shorts or you're wearing the
my wife
leggings.
wears underwear. She wears the Lululemons, but she wears a little teabag underwear underneath. I don't care.
But I'm saying, like, if you didn't, it'd probably be more comfortable.
Yeah, but if you
My
did,
pants.
you'd probably look also when you're squatting like there's a muppet in your pants.
But the problem is some of them wear those pants where they're like a little thin, and
You
then
can
when
see
they
right through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but if
that's-
you don't,
that's
if you
why-
don't cover it up, then it looks like you got a little cheeseburger sideways in there.
And that's why
Right?
you wear, what did you call this shirt? The oversized shirt, Carmen? The
Oh,
gym
the pump shirt.
pump shirt.
pump shirt.
Yeah, that goes down past
Yeah.
it, and it's oversized.
That's
You know,
fine if
so
you
that's
wear-
why you cover it up a little bit.
But I don't like when girls don't wear underwear and then they have those types of leggings on, and you're like, I can't. Why?
But
I
then they
can't-
get
Why
mad
could-
at you for
yeah,
looking
and
at
you're
their
like, what are you
cheeseburger.
doing?
I can tell her I can tell in their ancestry.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like,
read their tea leaves.
I don't understand why.
Listen, it is very distracting, but also, I mean, I have enough respect for women to like do your own thing, but I am also a creep.
But that's the problem. Is
Yeah.
I too am also a creep. Do whatever you want, but then don't get mad when
I wouldn't say a creep. I observe things because I told you that story yesterday about walking in the bathroom and the guy was in the stall. I saw his ding dong because
Yeah.
I just out of curiosity, if I
Yeah.
see something on my right, see a squirrel run, I got to look at it. You know,
Yeah,
He
but
was not wearing underwear.
he was not. Yeah.
But you've seen those videos of like the influencers at the gym like trying to film themselves,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they get mad
Yeah.
at other
Yeah,
people
well,
for
it's-
being in the gym. Like
Yeah.
you're never gonna win this situation, so you're better off just don't stare too hard.
I love the one, not even the staring thing, the ones that set up their thing and somebody walks in front of it
Oh
and
my
they get
God.
mad. It's like, hey, it's a gym.
Yeah.
It's a if you own a gym and nobody's allowed in there and then somebody walks into your photo shoot, get mad at them.
Yeah.
But if it's a public gym that somebody paid
Right.
for to go and they're going to walk wherever they want. Yeah, if I saw it, I would probably be like, oh, and walk around that way, whatever. But if I'm concentrated on what I'm doing and I walk in front of your thing, too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a camera, listen to this. Everybody should do this today. If you see somebody with a camera set up, I am not a public farter. I'm not going to walk up and fart on one of my friends. I don't do that in front of guys. We're just ripping ass in front of each other. I'm just not that guy. But if I see somebody has a camera set up and they're far away from it, I will walk by and fart by that camera. So when they watch it back, they're like, they're like, oh, there I am squatting,
Or just go up behind it so they don't see your face and go,
I know what car you drive and you're drunk.
Every time I'm in the gym, I respect women.
Yeah.
I just
You
mind,
do.
I just
Yeah.
mind my own
You do.
business.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
I move over to the other side and eat my ice cream. Well, anyways, so the not wearing underwear to the gym, women doing that, some people are crediting who for popularizing this?
For not wearing underwear
Not
in the
wearing
gym.
underwear in the
Well,
gym.
I
They
would-
say this is the person who
Kim
made it
Kardashian.
popular. Really close.
Khloe Kardashian.
Khloe Kardashian.
The ugly one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
she got a
Not
new head,
ugly
though.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got a new head.
She got a full transplant, man.
Head
But also,
transplant.
she's not going to
Right.
a public gym.
She's not.
She's working out at her house
Uh,
with
Yeah.
her private trainer.
She's
Also-
lifting rocks in her backyard.
yeah, she's pulling down power lines
Yeah.
and stuff and throwing train cabooses and stuff. The big thing that she said is her penis doesn't fit in the
Yeah.
underwear.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Yeah.
problematic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta learn to tuck it.
I'm telling you, it's hard to tell between the girls that just want to go there and work out and the girls who want to go there and work out and have you stare at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there are plenty of girls who are out there to put a show on.
They do.
Listen,
Yeah.
there are plenty of girls that want to be looked at by the right guy.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? Like if it's a handsome guy and they're into him and the guy's looking over at it, they're gonna like that. But if it's just some guy who's trying to get in shape for the first time in his life and they're like, gross, get away. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
just it.
Working out guy, yes. Losing weight guy, no.
Yeah.
Talk to me in the year. Let's see how you're doing.
High cholesterol dad in the gym for the first time in years? No. You know,
Why are
like-
you here? You're
Yeah.
building muscle or losing weight? Losing weight, get it. Beat it.
What was the investment thing where the guy said, I talk to fat girls at the gym, that's my investing because in 3 or 4 months when they're in good shape, he was always nice to me.
Yeah. I thought about going to my son was like, I'm going to the gym. And I was like, maybe I'll go with it. And I was like, I'm not going with him. That's the last thing I need.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, they don't want to be like, oh, you brought your fat dad. And I don't want to make it for him. Because I imagine because he likes to work out by himself. So I imagine he's over there doing manly workout things. And here I am just standing there going, all right, son, good job. Pump it. You know, like,
Are you still considering doing what Bobby did?
Yeah. I mean, I talked to Bobby about it the other day. And he looks so goddamn good.
He's melting away, it seems like, in the social media.
But he's also doing it where he did the stomach thing, but then working out afterwards and eating. But because there's a lot of people who do the stomach thing and then just go back to their old habits. You know?
And he looks really good. And Bobby and I are the same age, so that's really where it comes into play. Is that I can't, Ian Beckel said it best. You don't see many 300-pound 70-year-olds.
No, you do not.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Even football players, they're like, oh, that guy was the greatest lineman ever. He died 72.
But you see a lot of those guys that were linemen or defensive backs or whatever they are that were huge, then you see them after they retire and they're like half the size. Because they're like, hey, I'm not carrying all that weight around anymore.
Brad Culpepper.
Oh, Brad Culpepper. Yeah. So Tony Mayberry played for the Bucs. He was a monster. And I saw him one time at a restaurant, and I was like, Tony Mayberry's got AIDS. He's dying. I mean, he was so skinny. No, really, I'm Carmen. It looked like he was dying because of how big he was and how skinny he is now. And I always joke about that with Ian. I go, how's Tony doing? Is he okay? He's in great shape. He does not no disease or anything, but he just Brad Culpepper said, and look, I don't know who was taking steroids and who wasn't. All Brad Culpepper was never one of those guys to be a big muscle guy. He was big.
Yeah.
Brad Culpepper said to me, when I played is when they really started cracking down on steroids and stuff. He said that's also when you started seeing all these big Samoans come into the league because they had to find guys who were naturally big. He said, so we just ate and got big and worked out. He goes, so we were looking for size, but size and speed. So he's like, we weren't taking steroids. That wasn't going to do anything. We weren't looking to try and get muscles out of the deal.
Just wait to push guys around.
Right. So the fact that he now is still a pretty big guy, but he's skinny now. But he's also got older and he's in best shape. And he was, I want to say he was doing some sort of martial arts or boxing or something.
Well, I saw Ali Marpet, who used to play for the Bucs.
Yeah.
He just retired a year ago, and he's lost probably 150 pounds.
Same thing. His caloric intake is probably cutting in half.
Still, like a guy that's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
But when they're in the league, they're like 350 pounds. You
know who got really skinny? I just sent a picture to you. The gang is Anthony Anderson.
Oh,
Anthony
I haven't
Anderson.
seen him.
He has lost a ton of weight.
Oh yeah.
Whatever he's doing, I don't know. But
his head is still fat though.
Yeah, he's still got a big head. He still has a big head. But remember, he was really fat for a while there, and then lost some. But now he's really.
I feel like I that's where I feel like I stopped playing.
Even
but I
Sapp,
didn't lose the weight.
from when he was playing till now.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I bet he's lost 100 pounds.
Yeah, he was a big bulk of a mountain
You
man.
got to be to push people around.
Yeah, well, or to not get pushed around.
Yeah.
So
this makes you wonder: do you need the money, or what is going on in your life that you're doing this? But
Comic-Con?
Gwyneth Paltrow is putting the guest house at her home in California on Airbnb, and if you book it, you can have dinner with her and her husband in the wine room.
Yeah, but how much is that?
Well, it's going to be very expensive. They say booking doesn't start until August 15. No word on the price, but I'm sure that it's expensive.
So here's where that is. It's not. I don't think it's about the money. I think they probably have a little side project, a little investment property that they turn into an Airbnb because sometimes people just get bored and want to do that stuff. And then if you pay enough, well, it's got to be somebody of a good caliber that you'd enjoy eating dinner with them.
Yeah.
You know. Like you're not just going to get a fan of one of Gwyneth Paltrow's movies if they're going to pay $25,000 to go there.
But also, why even do that? Like,
I always imagine.
By the way, she's worth $200 million.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? She doesn't need the money, so why am I subjecting myself to have dinner with some rando?
I just always imagine it's some way that they can do a tax write-off or hide their money.
The
You
whole
rent it
property
out for a
probably
certain,
is.
you know what I
Should be,
mean?
yeah.
But you rent it out for a certain number
Like
of days.
I get renting it out. I get that. That's fine. You know,
They may be giving it to charity.
I remember Nikki Sixx put some of his. He does photography, and he had some cameras that he was selling online, and people were like, "Why are you selling them? You're rich." What do you do? Just give them
throw
away?
them out?
Whatever. But the subjecting yourself to having dinner with people, I'm just like, why bother?
Yeah, but you think about it. We went out. I had a thing here we did with a charity one time where somebody bid to have dinner with me, and that's what I was expecting. I'd be over there with some guy from Newport Richie with dirty fingernails and all that stuff. And it was Great guy and his wife. Owns a bunch of transmission shops. We sat down. I got to know them. They were interesting people, and we had a great time. Like I enjoyed it. I've been in situations where it's been weird before, but when you deal with that level of money, you're most likely getting somebody who's a different class of person.
Or Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh man,
And you don't know. Now you have to do research on all these people.
No,
you know what I mean?
but listen to me. If somebody said to me, "You had dinner with Jeffrey Epstein," and I easily go, "Yeah, he won it in a charity thing. I didn't know who he was." You know what I mean? That's
He
not
bought
that
the
big of a deal.
Airbnb.
Canceled.
Cancel, yeah.
Wasn't it Gwyneth who had all the vagina candles?
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine those are all over the Airbnb when you get there.
Okay, so let's hope not, because it smells terrible. The candle was called "This Candle Smells Like My Vagina," and my wife bought it for me because we were talking about it on the air one day, and she got it, and I had it in the car, and I forgot about it, and it melted in the car, and Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina was all over my car, and it smelled very sweet, and it was making me nauseous every time I was in the car. So not good.
Is it rude if when I go to the Airbnb I ask her to prove that? Like,
I don't know how much that is. I don't know if that's on the table, Gio.
Bad news for Lizzo.
oh man, America's
Lizzo
sweetheart.
is being sued by 3 former dancers who say she demeaned them and fat shamed them.
Yeah.
I'm the only fat one here.
That's right.
She also allegedly took them to live shows and forced them to interact with a sexually explicit manner with the performers. I heard she made them eat the banana.
Yeah, I was at that banana bar, the banana shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they make them eat the banana, or did they have a good time? Now they don't work for Lizzo anymore, so there's
And did she offer them money like, hey, if you eat that banana, I'll give you $10,000? Well, okay, I'm eating that banana.
I can tell you that when you're in that the bar that I was at, there's a lot of strong encouragement
Peer
from,
pressure?
Yeah, to eat the banana. A lot of peer pressure.
So you think I'm gonna eat the banana?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So who's it on?
Whoever wants to take a bite of that banana.
Right, but like if I'm there with Joe's eating the banana.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because we're gonna be like, come on, Joe, come on. That doesn't mean
Have more willpower.
But I'm not gonna be like
intimidated
Joe.
by you.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like Joe. You're gonna lose your job if you don't eat the banana.
That
Of
would
course
be
not.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
he's not going to lose his job if he doesn't eat a banana. He's not losing his job when he doesn't do video.
right. Sometimes
safe.
Joe gets low in potassium.
Yeah, he does.
I'm marked safe from being
Yeah.
fired.
I knew you were.
I can't wait to find out that Lizzo is like Rosie O'Donnell, where everybody thought she was sweet, and meanwhile she's back there just yelling at everyone.
I think it's just a case of dancers who just get jealous.
Disgruntled employees, former employees.
Maybe, but there's a group of them. I would say if there was like one, if it was like a one-off, I'd be like, yeah, that kind of sucks. That it's just one. But now there's more than one.
Also, but think about this, like when Taylor Swift goes out on concert, she doesn't bring the same backup dancers that she had from the concert before. You know what I mean?
Sometimes she might, like Madonna just did it all the time. Yeah.
Sometimes, but I'm not saying not every single person on the last crew is going to be on this crew.
So maybe that was it. Maybe they heard that there was going to be a new crew.
Oh, you're
Right.
saying the entire tour. I got you. I
Right.
got you. Okay, so like in 2015, these are different people from that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So do you have the Taylor Swift
I do.
stuff? Okay.
I do, yeah.
Listen to this.
So we can jump to that. Taylor Swift gave out huge bonuses totaling over $55 million to people on her Eras tour. That includes $100,000 bonuses to the 50 truck drivers who hauled her equipment around from state to state. Also, dancers, roadies, sound technicians, catering, other people. So she gave out $55 million. Could you imagine being the truck driver and you're getting paid? You know, I mean, you're probably
You just
union
got
or
a year's salary.
Yeah, but then they throw a $100,000 bonus on top of that.
And,
nice.
and so what the deal is that she owns those trucks, and when she's not working, she lends them out to other people or rents them out to other people. So she's kind of, I mean, think how much money you have to stroke $55 million in checks and be happy about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just paid you $55 million because that doesn't affect my bottom line at all. That's a good company.
Says the tour has 106 dates, and they estimate it's going to earn over $1 billion.
6 nights in California, 6 nights in LA, sold out.
So far, the 52 tour dates grossed to $590 million.
Good for her.
Speaking of making money, how much do you think Stifler, Sean William Scott, got paid for the original American Pie? He was a good part of that movie. He wasn't like the star of it, but he was a good part of it. What'd you say?
$50,000.
$50,000.
I know the story.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I'd say $100,000.
$100,000.
$25,000.
$25,000.
Yeah.
Carmen, what do you think?
$250.
$250,000. He was paid $8,000.
$8,000.
$8,000.
Do you know-
It was his first movie, and he actually was so broke after that movie. I think he went out and bought a car,
Yeah.
like a Honda Civic or whatever, used one, whatever. He had to get a job as a churro guy at the LA Zoo.
Yeah, Jason Biggs had to go work at Home Depot
Yeah.
before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Because they filmed the movie, and then it was like a year before it came out, and they had no money, no residuals, no nothing. So they had to
Right.
go. That's so funny.
They were all unknown actors.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
for Tara Reid, maybe.
I forgot about Terry.
Yeah.
And they were all. Stifler was great. The O-Face guy was great. Biggs was great. Oh, and what's his name was in it? The father.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, American Pie was the Porkies of that generation. They were the first ones to make a really good
R-rated
kids
comedy.
R-rated
Was it
teen
R-rated
movie.
or was it
Oh, yeah.
PG-13? It
It
was
was
R-rated?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. I
Yeah.
liked it. They made too many of them.
Wee Man from Jackass. So we heard from Hornswoggle. Is that it?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, well, Wee Man is on the case now, too. Wee Man from Jackass is the latest little person to express his disappointment that his community was passed over for Oompa Loompa gigs in Wonka because they were little
but if
people.
I don't know, if you hire a bunch of midgets, then are people like, oh, you're just exploiting the midgets? And
Right,
you're gonna-
yeah,
you know,
there's
like, there's no
no-
winning.
Or
There's
you're
no
giving
winning
them
with people.
work.
Yeah, but there's no winning with people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, you stole it and gave it to a non-midget, and you CGI'd it in. Okay, but then
Or
if
you
we would
make
use
them-
midgets, you'd be like, oh, you're making fun of midgets. You know?
Right, because you could be like, oh, they have to be Oompa Loompas. They couldn't be the lead character.
Right.
Why couldn't Willy Wonka be a midget?
Yeah, but I feel like Oompa Loompas was their bread and butter.
Right?
And now people are kind of getting into that.
I have to tell you, that's a very demeaning name, Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be. It's the name of their, those people thing.
Just give us Oompa Loompas and the Munchkins from Wizard of Oz,
Do you
and
know
we'll be
why?
okay.
Do you know why the Oompa Loompas serve Willy Wonka?
I have a feeling you're going to lie to me for
No,
whatever the reason is.
Because he saved them
Saved
from
them.
getting eaten by Inish's Kanish.
Yeah.
Inish's Kanish used to eat the Oompa Loompas, and Willy Wonka saved them, so now they all treat him like a god.
Come live with me in the chocolate factory, and
Yeah.
you'll be safe.
This
Come
is the
with
problem.
me, and you'll see.
I'm going to believe you, and I'm going to repeat this to other people.
Repeat it now. Let me hear you say it.
That the Oompa Loompas were saved
From
by
who?
Willy Wonka from the Ishkanish.
Inish's Kanish.
Ishkanish.
You never
Yeah.
read the book when you're in school?
No.
Charlie
You know
and the
why I
Chocolate
know
Factory?
this? Because
Is that really true?
But listen to me. I'll tell you why I know. Because I used to say, how I say now, that I wish that a bunch of midgets lived with me and did work around my house, but not like in a slave capacity, but like they like me and they want to do good stuff for me. And Brent, that I used to work with, looked at me. He goes, "What are you? You didn't save them from Inish's Kanish." And I went, "What the hell is Inish's Kanish?" And he was like, "They used to eat the Oompa Loompas, and Willy Wonka saved them. That's why they love Willy Wonka." And I went, "Oh,
Okay.
So
All
he may have
right.
been lying to me. I don't know, but
It's Ishkanish.
yeah.
I'm going to tell people that. I
No,
hope
I'm
that's
pretty
true.
sure they say that they tell that story
Yeah.
in the last one with
I think they tell
Johnny
it
Depp.
in all of them. in the Gene Wilder one, I'm sure they tell it too.
The
But I
internet
don't.
says you're wrong.
What does the internet say?
Oh, burn.
The internet says that he saved his tiny helpers from near starvation and offers them shelter from their predators, the Snozwangers and the Wangdoodles.
I do remember him saying that. What is Inish's Kanish?
Inish's Kanish.
Google Inish's Kanish.
All right. How do you spell Inish's?
I would I something. Just put Willy Wonka and then just put an I and a bunch of letters. Something's got to come up. Google already knows what you're talking about. Alexa, who is Inish's Kanish? It thought I said, who is the richest kid? Alexa, stop. Alexa, volume 7. Who is Inish's Kanish? Whatever. Alexa stinks.
Nothing's coming up for the
Oh, man.
Inish's Kanish.
Brent didn't make up Inish's Kanish.
I mean,
Unless I combine two stories.
the interwebs.
Maybe Inish's Kanish was killing midgets somewhere in Eastern Europe, and Brent told me about that at the same time, and I
Says you're-
confused them all.
You're spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
What is
Snozwangers
the,
and the Wangdoodles.
What is the Jewish thing that sounds like that?
Hmm.
People that are a certain type of
Rosh Hashanah?
no, there's certain
Ashkenazi?
yeah, there you
Ash-
go.
no,
Ashkenazi.
that's different. They didn't get saved from the Ashkenazis.
No. I'm just saying that's a real thing, and whatever you're saying is not.
I'm telling you, Inish's Kanish has something to do with the Wayne Doodles and
Nothing is
Zig-
coming up at
Zig,
all.
Zig
Yeah,
Rippers.
I mean, I put in Willy Wonka and I spelled Inishus Inishes, Knish, Kinish, and it doesn't come up as anything.
Snozwangers comes up.
Snozwangers comes up.
Somebody
Wangdoodles.
out there knows what I'm talking about. Clearly, I don't. But if you're if a Knish is Knish,
A Knish is a sandwich.
Oh, I know what a Knish is. I don't know what a Knish is.
Is that a character name?
I thought it was like a dragon that swooped down and ate Oompa Loompas. I really did.
That's
Some guy just called in and said it's the vicious Knish, not the ishous Knish.
Oh, vicious Knish?
Hold on.
Try that. Wow. Man, that stinks that I thought it was a vicious Knish all these years.
No.
I think that guy was just guessing.
I think he's wrong too.
Here come all the phone calls.
Knids.
Yeah.
Vermicious Knids.
Oh, come on. I was close.
Yeah.
Vicious Knish, vicious Knish?
No.
I mean,
What is that?
It's a one huge muscle capable of assuming any shape at will.
Yes. The
They're
shape-shifting
normal-
vicious Knish.
Shape-shifting,
Yeah.
space-faring, amoeba-like carnivore, the vermicious Knids are the antagonists of the Ronald Dahl book, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
Oh, that's Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
it took us a while, but we figured it out.
Yeah,
Vermicious Knids.
from Planet Vermes.
Well, Brent needs to enunciate better.
Mhm.
All these
I'm-
years they said vicious Knids, but it's Vermicious Knids.
I'm sticking with the Snozwangers.
When Mr. Wonka and Charlie's family visit the hotel shortly before the official opening, the Knids frighten them away when the hotel astronaut arrived, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this says in the book they devoured 24 of a crew, I guess, towards the beginning of
Of the Oompa Loompas?
This says a shuttle crew.
I think the Knids took out the crew of Wonka's factory, and that's why he replaced them with the Oompa Loompas.
Oh, okay. All right. We're figuring it
I
out.
think.
I'll take that. That's a good answer.
And they were in threat by the Wangdoodles,
what about the Zozbangers?
the Snozbangers as well. Yeah.
Snozbangers.
Does
What-
anybody remember Wonka saving astronauts in an elevator?
Yeah.
Well, this is the book. Did you read the book or did you see the movie?
I guess the book. I
Yeah,
read
so
the.
I don't think
saw
there
the
was
movie.
space stuff in the movie.
Yeah, dude, this is blowing my mind right now.
But I think he did say something about it because he's like, he invented something and then they gave it to the astronauts.
Yeah.
Hey, what was your, by the way, Ana Paulina Luna, Congresswoman, is going to join us in about 10 minutes. I just want to remind you guys of that.
We're talking about space.
Yeah. What is the one thing in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that you wish when you were a kid that you could do? Like when Augustus Gloop drinks out of the chocolate lake and falls in the thing. I didn't want to drink out of the chocolate
You didn't
lake.
want to drink out of the chocolate lake?
No, because I felt like other people put their feet in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's
What did
always
you want to do?
flowing.
Oh, the fizzy lifting drink.
That's exactly what I was
I didn't
gonna
want to do that
say.
either because look what happened. The kid kept going.
You just got to burp, come back down.
I know, but I didn't like that. Galvin, anything?
No.
Galvin was never a kid.
I also, I also really would have enjoyed the gum that the flavor lasts forever.
Oh, everlasting gobstoppers.
Yeah.
Not flavor, not gum.
Gum now.
Well, they had the gum that was the 4-course meal.
Oh, that's right,
Or
yeah.
5-course meal.
I wanted to just bite one of those mushrooms,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Whopper. You know
Yeah.
those chocolate Whoppers. I wanted to bite one of the mushrooms. Imagine that. Everything's edible.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that movie coming out. The Johnny Depp one wasn't bad. It was,
was
a little,
alright.
it was a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Gene
really?
Wilder one was what?
Oh, I was gonna say the one with the new kid. I think I just don't like him.
Oh,
As an
Timothy
actor.
Chalamet. How could you not like Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
His voice bothers me, or so. I don't know. I don't.
He's a
like
really
it.
good actor, and he's
Yeah.
adorable. And I don't. It's a young Willy Wonka, so I want to see the backstory.
Not my
Yeah.
Wonka.
Who is
Yeah,
your Wonka?
Nobody beats
Oh.
Gene Wilder.
Gene
Exactly.
Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
Gene
all
Wilder's
day.
Gene Wilder at the end when
Oh,
he
yeah.
pretend he's scary.
He is scary.
It is scary.
lose.
Yeah.
You get nothing. and when he does his little tumble and
Yeah.
things, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
great.
He was born for that role.
He was.
Johnny Depp's eyes were just too wide.
Yeah, that was a weird thing that they did.
And all the
Also,
makeup.
just every Johnny
Yeah.
Depp and Timothy Burton thing, I'm just like,
This is
ugh. It's too much. We
If
get
only they put Helena Bonham Carter.
yeah.
Oh, what?
Put her in and I actually like her. Like she was good in
Club.
Fight Club.
So
yeah.
good in Fight
Yeah,
Club.
and she was good. She that stupid Ocean's 8 where
Yeah.
she was
Oh,
good in
yeah.
there.
She's good in Harry Potter.
I didn't see any.
It
of
was,
that.
She was good.
Finally, in news. Someone went on social media and asked, "What are some social norms that are pretty weird when you actually think about it?" The topic went viral. Here are some of the different ones. Paying tens of thousands of dollars to bury a dead body in the ground.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's the worst thing.
And
It's the
everybody
worst
does
thing
it.
ever.
Yeah.
Because we've been told for so long that that's what you're supposed to do. and you love that person so much that you want them to be comfortable and do what you're supposed to do, and then you realize it's a load of garbage.
Yeah.
There's a load of garbage. That's why I'm always like, put me in a box and set it on fire in your backyard. You don't even.
How do we never run out of space is always my question.
You
We're
do.
never running out of space.
What, for bodies?
Yeah.
You do. You eventually build over it, and then they find out you built over it, and everybody gets mad at you.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
poltergeist.
All right.
You gotta wait like 100 years.
What's weird is in New Orleans when they have to bury everybody above the ground.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I always
Yeah.
tell my family cremation and
Yes.
the cheapest option possible.
Yeah.
So that's what my mom always wanted, because she didn't want to be buried with bugs, and which is another silly thing because you're dead. So yeah, but so my mom's cremation was pretty easy process. I think my mother-in-law has this. I've heard her make reference to. I don't know if she has it or not, but she already has this prepaid service that when she dies, you just call them and they come pick it up and cremate it. It's already done already.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's a
That's
good
pretty
gift to give your
convenient,
kids. Yeah. So they don't have to go do it. I didn't. My wife, when my mom passed away, took over for everything, so I didn't have to deal with a thing. But I've been there for other people's deaths before, and it is really it's a hard situation to be in because you're so sad, and that's all you're thinking about is a person that died. But then to sit there and listen to these people pray on you, and
Everybody
pray
with
on
their
your
hand out,
Oh
yeah.
my God! Just be like, well, we have these. The one thing I'll never forget was when the guy was like, "No, we have these here, but we have these silk lined caskets that are really more comfortable option, more comfortable for the dead person."
Yeah.
I used to say, if because I'm almost 6'3", I'm 6'2.5", so if these things cut off at 6'1", break my legs at the knee and bend them backwards.
No.
Cut them off and just stick them in there with me. There's nothing that's good. I'm not going to need my legs for anything. It's ridiculous.
gonna
Man,
look-
this casket looks really short.
That's what I was gonna, it's gonna look so weird if we go to your funeral and it's like a 4 foot
If you
casket.
could get, if they'd be like, look, we overbought baby caskets and just, cut me in pieces and stick me in there. It's insane. And the other thing is that you really you owe it to the rest of your family to at least have conversations with them about what you want your wishes to be carried out, so that when it unexpectedly does happen, you don't have to go through what would they would have wanted, what do we do? You don't have to feel guilty. Yeah, you just know what they want.
Put me in an oil drum and throw me into the river.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was reading the thing the other day. I saw the grossest thing. It was the kid on, I think it was the Small World ride at Disney, and he was filling up his water bottle in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
And he was drinking it, and it said reasons why you don't want to do that. One, because that kind of water that's reused all the time and clean but reused gets a small brain-eating amoeba to where it can get in your system and work its way to your brain and eat it. And over time, you don't even know right away that it's there, and you could drink it into your body. And they say that they think that that's why Disney abandoned Fort Wilderness, because the lakes there were polluted, and rather than inspect it and read it, they just shut it down, let it go. And the other thing is, and they have video of it, and I've read this in a lot of different articles. I forgot what they call it. It's like a code. I forgot what code they call it, but people try to spread their loved ones' ashes in Disney World. And they're always on the lookout for it because it's not sanitary.
People try to do it a lot in the Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Because it's dark and they try and dump it out
So
there.
you're now dumping ashes into the water, and the little fat kid behind you is drinking it. So that's what you don't. That's what you want to avoid.
Here are some of the other social norms that people say are weird if you really think about it. Balloons for like a birthday party or something. Here's a sack of my breath.
Sack of my breath.
You know, and that's just kind of weird. Ties being the standard for business attire.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
It's really awkward. To just put it around your neck, and it's unnecessary with your shirt.
We've talked about this before.
Clapping.
Yeah.
Smash your hands together.
Here, make a noise with my hands.
It is weird, but I do like it.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that because there's more that I want to add to it too. But let's go to the hotline and welcome your Florida Congresswoman. This is Ana Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, how are you?
Hey, good. Glad to be back on.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time out. I communicated with Ana Paulina Luna and asked her that if she had time, if she wouldn't mind coming on the show to talk about the hearings about the UFOs, and she immediately came on. So thank you for that. I got to tell you, I feel like we know nothing more than we knew going in. Like I still feel like they're hiding everything from us. What is the next step in all this?
You and me both.
Yeah.
So actually, we right after that hearing, we requested a special committee to investigate that has subpoena authority. So the craziest thing about all of this is part of my job, I'm on House Oversight and Accountability, is to investigate, especially when forward. And myself, Representative Burchett, and Gates went up to Eglin Air Force Base, and we were actually denied access to talking to some of the whistleblowers by the Department of Defense and the Pentagon.
Didn't they tell you though that
there's
you would
kind of
have clearance there and they would show you stuff, and when you got there, then they changed their mind?
Correct. And so we actually had this lined up and pre-coordinated. We got there. They initially tried to cancel the meeting altogether. Gates got it back on the books with the Pentagon. Then we show up. We specifically told them what we were there for, and they tried to stonewall us. And so we ultimately ended up being able to talk to one of the pilots, and I did see photos. And what I can tell you is what I saw is it confirmed what we have known for a very long time. But the crazy part is that right now there's a split between the intelligence community, the Department of Defense, and the military. So you have this bipartisan call and support for there to be disclosure and for the American people to know the truth. And I think the craziest thing is during that whistleblower testimony, it's the first time really in U.S. history that you've had someone come forward saying that essentially the U.S. government is in possession of,
Biologicals.
not human biological, which is, it's crazy if you think about it, but it's true.
It was almost so crazy because we all kind of assumed it all these years. I mean, obviously there was the big, hubbub surrounding Roswell, and they convinced me over the years that Roswell was nothing more than a testing site, and I started to believe that in my own head. But now, after hearing all of this and seeing all, what do you get an idea of what the fear is of letting us know about this stuff? Because I want to point out that Congresswoman Paulina Luna and Gates and all these other people, they're not just UFO hunting. They are trying to find out what is being held, the information being held from the American people, and the money that we're paying. Where is that money going? What is it doing? And are we facing a threat from another planet, another galaxy, or is this stuff that we're seeing another country and there, that has weapons that we don't know about? We should know this stuff. Why? What is the big secret? Why is it being kept from us?
I think it's multifaceted. I think that there's, as you heard also during the testimony, Grush said that there's both white and blue collar crimes taking place that we have to also look into. So there's an issue with the funding and where this money is actually going to. Mind you, if there's no congressional oversight and you have these military contractors and or tech companies that are back engineering this technology, right now the big fight is between green energy and oil, but if you have something like this, it could put both industries out of business. So there's the potential that they have something so good that they're trying to kind of compartmentalize and hide it. But I think the other flip side of it is that, there are some people that think maybe the U.S. population can't handle it, but when you look at places like Brazil and Chile and even parts of Europe that have declassified some of the information that they've found in regards to UAPs, people are handling it fine. And I think it brings kind of that bigger discussion of, okay, well, what constitutes life? If you know that there's another life form and being, obviously we're not the only ones in the galaxy or galaxies. And so it brings a bigger topic of discussion, I think, to the forefront. But I am very concerned because not just did we hear that during, the testimony, and we're hearing that our own pilots, from a national security perspective, can't outrun and outgun these craft.
Right.
But we also are hearing that people potentially were killed covering this up.
Yeah. Now, do you say you saw the picture? Did you see the picture of what they're calling the biologicals, or did you see just aircraft?
No, I saw craft.
Yeah, we've all seen craft, and did the craft look anything different than what we've seen in all the other pictures and all the other military, pilots that have put up videos and stuff? Like the internet is so good now. A 12-year-old kid can make a sci-fi movie that I can't tell the difference of whether or not it's true. So
It's not CGI.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah, I actually did. What I saw was different, and as you're seeing, there's 3 videos that have been declassified from the Pentagon. There's the gimbal video, the Tic Tac video, and then that one that is literally a flying pyramid, which is crazy to hear. But the craft that I saw, without going into too much detail, it's something that I've never seen before. I don't think that any government has that capability and technology. But, the bigger concern is why is now the Department of Defense pushing back so hard on us being able to talk to Grush, and they wouldn't even authorize a bipartisan committee, a SCIF, which is a secret, a top secret room that we can get information from him on. Not even just that, we have to get his security clearance reactivated so he can tell us, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So I think also, too, in part of this discussion, if you have a government that's really not disclosing information to the American people, then do you really have a representative government? I think the answer is no.
And
so that's why we're pushing so hard for this.
What is the responsibility of the American people? I mean, what can we do? I feel like we sit here helpless. I mean, we all. I'm 52 years old, and in my lifetime, we've been asking, are there aliens? Is there? What would we do if we wake up like Independence Day when they're all just sitting there in the sky one day? This is the answer, but this is the answer to the question that we've been asking our whole lives. Are we out there alone? And the answer is no. And now we know, and life just moved on without anything changing. Nobody went nutso.
Yeah,
religions didn't close their doors. I mean, everything's the same.
Everything's the same, but I think it's very important for people to hold their representatives accountable, because what happens is you go up to Washington and people don't really check in on their reps. And so for instances and things like this happening, instead of there being like mass calls for investigation, hey, I want to see this done, I want to see this happen, it kind of just gets swept under the rug. And so when you saw that committee, if you noticed, there was, I think, only maybe about 9 of us in total of 435 members of Congress. But then you're seeing this big push and bicameral support in both the House and the Senate. And so I think it's if you have a group of people that are willing to work together, but you also have a really engaged constituent body, then those people can call and hold their reps accountable. But I mean, it's very crazy to me that the Department of Defense, that the Pentagon thinks that they can tell Congress what to do, and that's completely backwards from how our founding fathers engineered this country. So it's very disturbing, but we're holding them accountable in that sense. And frankly, Representative Ogles from Tennessee did say that if we get pushback from the intel community, we're going to defund these positions, and we're serious about that. So
and I think that's the most interesting. I think that would be great. And you got to give Ana Paulina Luna some credit. She already had the worst thing that people could say about you is that you're pretty. So she's already the pretty woman. It's already like now she's going after UFOs. So, but that's ballsy because you put yourself in that position where people could be like, I told you she was nuts. But the truth is there's way more to this than just UFOs. Where's our money going? What's our government doing? Why aren't they giving us the information? There's no transparency. What else is being held from us? Why is this information coming out now and not before? I don't know. I'm completely engulfed in it.
And why are they?
Yes.
Why are they gaslighting Americans, right? For so long, so many credible people had come forward, doctors, lawyers, physicists, elected members, people running for president. And there was this massive disinformation campaign, even set up by the Department of the Air Force, Project Blue Book, to debunk all of this stuff. Yet one of the investigating scientists ended up later on coming out and saying that he believed that, there was this advanced technology. And so, I mean, I think it really does kind of cause people, our generation, millennials, we're very much so in the technological world, so I don't think it was very shocking.
Yeah.
But I think that there was a stigma that was affiliated with like UFOs, UAPs back in the day. And I think breaking that stigma is in part what we're doing.
Well, I'm very curious to see how this plays out, and I'm glad that you guys are sticking to your guns and threatening to defund positions, and we would like some answers. I mean, Jesus, I would like to know something before I die.
Yeah.
I feel bad that my grandfather wasn't here to see this because he was so interested all these years, and the technology that's being held from us. Who has that, and what more could it be? Who can it be helping? Who can it be? How could it be used against us? I mean, these are things that as Americans we should all want to know, and we should all support. I think it's great that you guys do this. Now, Galvin, you lived up by Eglin. That's the area that has the most reports of, what if we're in cahoots and that's what they're trying to hide?
Well, I always thought Gulf Breeze is the area that has the most reports of UFO sightings and stuff, and it's right next to the world's largest Air Force base in the free world. I would imagine it's a lot of stuff that they're testing and people don't realize. And they go, oh, UFOs, but it's probably our stuff. But it could be other stuff they could be flying in. That could be a big hub for them.
Well, we initially had the whistleblowers come forward to Representative Gates' office, and it was pilots from Eglin Air Force Base. And then when we were talking to one of the pilots, because they didn't let us interview all the pilots, which was just completely crazy to me. When we were talking to him, he goes, I'm telling you, I've been flying, like, this guy was a patch wearer, meaning that he attended the Air Force version of Top Gun school.
Right.
And he said, in my 20-something years of flying, I have never seen this. And he's like, I'm telling you, this is not from this world, the maneuverability. And then you heard similar testimony from Graves, who is also a pilot, and then also to the commander that was testifying. But for us, especially, you know, Eglin is a very strategic range. Here off the coast of Florida, we have MacDill Air Force Base. And when you have people coming forward saying that the Department of the Air Force is not handling this appropriately and we're concerned for national security reasons, you guys need to look into this. That's, to me, from a military and strategic perspective, that's insanely alarming. But, you know, we're hearing now reports coming from other countries saying that they've engaged these things and they've been outpaced and outgunned. So I think that
for years,
our own concept of what for years, and our own concept of what, you know, is good technology, I think that just changed. But, I mean, you know, you had Tesla that theorized all this new forms of energy, and I think if people look into that and then kind of see what we're seeing now from a technological perspective, it definitely puts things in perspective. I hear this stuff, and I'm just like, I can't believe.
Yeah.
You know, a first term in Congress within, like, 7 months, we just had this, like, bombshell explode, and it went international. And now people are talking about this stuff, which I think is good for the national and international discussion.
Yeah, and the other thing is, everybody used to say when, you know, Trump became president that he mentioned that he was going to try and release the Kennedy information, and not all of that came out. And you would think that a guy like Donald Trump would be like, and here's all the aliens. You have to understand that when you have a president in there, they're considered a part-time employee. They're only going to be there for a maximum of 8 years. It takes a move from Congress to be able to look at that declassified stuff, to be able to get it in. He probably didn't even have the access to it.
No, yeah, there's a lot of pushback. The hoops that we had to go through, even just to get the hearing. I mean, Representative Burchett is hilarious. He basically was like, if y'all don't let us do this hearing, we're going to do it on my front lawn in Tennessee. And he was serious about it. So, I mean, that's kind of what you need, but you also need the bipartisan support, because there is an administrative state that exists in Washington that outlasts and outworks the representatives, because even just a representative is an elected position. So you might not be there for 20 years. You know, you could be there or you tap out, but then the staff is still going to be there in the back running things.
Right.
So when you see, you know, Kristen Gillibrand, when you see Chuck Schumer, when you see Marco Rubio all saying in the Senate, okay, we need to push for this, and then you're seeing bipartisan support in the House. That's really how you're going to get it done. Well,
I certainly appreciate the fight and the work that you've done. I want to know more, as probably most of the American people do. We had are you familiar with Dr. Kaku? Dr. Kaku was on our show some time ago, and he, you know, I watched that Tic Tac video. There's no vehicle manned or unmanned that has any kind of movement like that to our knowledge. And Dr. Kaku pointed out that it could be quite possible that that is us from the future figuring out how to go through wormholes to go back in time to observe the planet to make sure we don't destroy ourselves. There's so many things in there that we could find out that would that all sound crazy, but now when we know what we know. The other thing is, are you ever worried about you know, one car accidents, or the youngest, prettiest woman to have a heart attack alone in her house? Like, you get nervous about this stuff at all?
I think I'm okay. You know, I had a crazy guy recently that was arrested in the Philippines for threatening to kill me, and he fled the country. So I have a good security team, but people are crazy, and I think that sometimes this brings out the crazies. But in general, I mean, look, I'm not out there by myself on the trumpet. You know, there's other people with me, and I think we're okay. But, you know, if I ever start to get freaked out, I'll let you know, and I'll be the first one to call and say, hey, guys.
Yeah, I got your back.
I'm not suicidal.
Yeah, I'll let Spanish sleep at your house under your bed every night. You'll be fine.
Damn right.
Listen, I appreciate all the work you've done on behalf of the citizens, and thank you, of course, for staying cool with us and coming on the show today. And if there's anything, if anything else you want to get out there about this, please let me know, because we're very interested.
Yeah, if people are watching, you guys can watch the entire hearing on YouTube. I suggest you do. And just a friendly reminder, you know, like I look at this from a lens of I believe in God. So, you know, I take this into account, but we'll get to the bottom of it. It's definitely interesting, and stay tuned.
All right. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. That is
I think so.
Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna. I listen. I think it's great that they got the pushback and they were like, no, we're going to keep going and we're going to take it to the next level. That's what new people, they have nothing to lose. So they're like, they're not in the system. They haven't been corrupted. They're like, nope, we've got a mission. We told our people that elect us, we're going to do this and going to do it. I think it's great. I just can't believe that the world learned that we have biologicals, non-human biologicals, and everybody's like, oh, hey, what do you think them Kardashians are doing?
Yeah.
You're like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody's going crazy. Nobody's all these time we couldn't tell the people because they're going to go crazy and there'll be religious wars on. Everybody was like, yeah, we all assumed it was happening. We've seen the videos. We looked at the books, the black and white photographs. Although I still think Bigfoot's not real.
I can't believe she said that's nothing like anything we've ever seen in the photos before.
Do you,
That's so awesome.
do you feel like her voice was a little like? Also, she's like, yeah, it's like nothing I've ever seen. Like she's a little, like she's being serious.
It sounded like I'm not supposed to be talking about this right now.
Yeah. Or all I
Which,
can
yeah,
tell you
like-
is what you have seen in the
Yeah.
media is nothing like what we saw.
Like she wanted to tell us,
Yeah.
but she knew she could not.
Yeah.
I
elaborate.
wonder what it would be like for her if they would have said, okay, you want to see the biologicals? Can she handle that? Like, I don't know that. I mean, I'd want to see it out of curiosity, but it would probably be the only thing I thought about
Yeah,
after.
but we're also assuming it's like giant, big-eyed aliens. or
What's
something.
worse? What's worse? A giant big-eyed alien, the thing from Independence Day,
Yeah.
there
Cool.
on a table, and it's ugly, and they're keeping it alive, or some tiny little thing, and you're like, that's it?
it?
They're
Yeah.
worried about it. And they're like, yeah, but there's 80 trillion of them.
Yeah,
and
right.
They eat,
Watch what
they
it
eat
does.
your skin. Yeah.
And it turns into a bunch of different ones.
So I don't really know what the situation is. All I know is we do know that if they are here, they've learned to travel at the speed of light. And
Yes.
by some of the maneuvering of the video of the craft that we've seen before, they definitely have technology that we don't, which is what she's talking about here. But nothing's happened. This didn't just happen last week. This has happened for years and decades. So the fear that they're going to come here and take over our planet, that hasn't happened already. Or maybe it has. I don't know. Maybe they've infiltrated. I don't know what the story is.
They could have infiltrated, or they're, I love the story of there was no interest in our planet at all. Then there was the couple, spacecraft crashed here.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we have this tech which made other life forms go, oh, now we do have to actually pay attention to them because they're reverse engineering a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have.
And like
or-
she said, like the Tesla stuff. And don't forget that Hitler was real
Yeah.
big into this stuff
Yeah.
too. Because not because Hitler was an alien chaser, but because he knew probably what we don't know, and trying to get their technology, and the race to get the technology would have been the dominant country. So
Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
yeah.
How come other countries aren't chiming in on it though as well? Because
I
like,
don't know.
But
the
she
aliens
is
only come to
no, like
the United
do
States.
you ever
and-
see that the Brazil and Chile are have videos all the time? If
Yeah.
you search that, also some of the a lot of times the religious sites have spaceships flying around there, and you wonder why.
Yeah.
If those religious sites are built because that's an area where the aliens are always seen. I mean, a lot of the stuff they talk about Jesus walking on water and those sort of things and multiplying food and bread, that's one person's account of how science worked. You know what I mean? We say miracle, but we don't really know.
I'm convinced it's the Chinese sending
Dude,
weird
wouldn't
super
be
balloons
surprised.
over here and
Yep.
stuff.
How about you take the Bible and you turn that into science?
Oh.
God made Jesus in his only son in the likeness of man. So God, the alien, sent down one of their people, but put him in our likeness so we weren't freaked out by some lizard person. And then that person was here to try and help as many people as he can. And they were like, okay, we were down with this Jesus guy. And then they got nervous and they were like, nope, kill it.
Yeah.
Kill it. I heard a podcast the other day. I don't remember who it was. Maybe I was with you guys. I don't know. But the guy said, immediately when we see something we don't know, it's can we kill it? Can we eat it?
Yeah,
Those are the first two things we
100%.
think of.
Yeah.
Can we kill it?
Yeah.
Can we eat it?
Well, that's the whole, the Anunnaki and all that stuff, the people that were here first,
Yes.
or the aliens and all that. That's their story, pretty much.
Right. And if you
The
look at
ancient
the
Sumerians.
hieroglyphics
Yeah.
and some of the cave writings, I mean, it's all about a little round thing landing from outer space.
Yeah.
Or is that the sun?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
Well, and then they say they tinkered with our DNA, which is why we're so smart.
that's where
We're
Asians
all
came from.
Don't tinker with my
Yeah.
DNA.
Yeah.
That's where Asians came from.
Yeah,
Tinkering
dude.
with the DNA.
So
and
it's
mixed
all
it.
could be all this stuff that we've thought was just crazy nonsense could all actually be true.
I still think I just don't want to know.
Yeah, but why though? Like,
because I don't think it could be any good.
but think about it. If it is true, and we find out about it, and there is another galaxy out there like ours. So our 9 planets have no other life. They're inhabitable by organic life, okay? But we do find out there's a nearby galaxy, and that galaxy has a planet similar to ours. They're not humans, but they're there. They're surviving. They're doing fine. And now we have a relationship with them, and they just want dirt. Well, we have plenty of dirt, and we want a cure for cancer. And they're like, yeah, we did that years ago.
Yeah.
There are things we can trade with each other. Why can't it be
I feel like
good?
I just have a more pessimistic approach to it. I think that they want to conquer us and kill everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm going to send them the Truck Coast Tactical and see how it works out. Do they know that Saturday is FN Day over there? Because that could really ruin a planet's day.
And I always feel that the fact that they were able to get here gives them a tremendous advantage over us.
But we always
doesn't
say,
have the advantage on that one.
Yeah.
what if that's the one thing that they're good at? That they figured out how to travel interdimensionally or through wormholes or at the speed of light. That's the one thing that they've been able to do, but they can't get a windmill to produce power.
Yeah.
Like they can't, like they don't understand. They only think certain ways, and they can only do one thing. But they ain't never seen a Die Hard movie.
Yeah, I just know. You seem like the person in Independence Day on the top of the building, like
I'm
waving
not-
the sign, and then boom.
No, I'm worse. I'm the person that after they're here for like a year and they promise to help, I'm like, it's cool. One of them are my neighbors. I have them all, and all of a sudden he eats one of my kids one night. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, that's what we do. We eat kids. I can't hide it anymore.
Yeah. They're not
it's
taking
awful.
over because now we have their tech, and they're like, we could have taken over, but now they have our stuff. So
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, we've got the iPhone 2 compared to what they have.
probably.
How do we know though? How do we know
Yeah, we
that?
don't.
How do we know that they're not using flip phones? They can fly real fast, but
Because
they got
we
flip
have
phones.
their old tech that was so
Yeah.
far
Like,
advanced of our tech.
We can't get our heads out our ass, and like these guys are
Yeah.
flying interdimensional
Yeah.
and all stuff.
Like we have the keys to unlocking the universe, and as human beings, all we've done is one group has hoarded all this tech, and we're still fighting over ancient things like windmills and oil. to
They're
power
like,
our
you guys
stuff.
are still burying cables in the
Yeah.
ground for
Yeah.
your TV
What if
thing?
they come here and they say, America, we like your country. We don't want I'm sorry, Earth. We like your planet. We don't want to ruin it, even though we can easily. We will give you the cure for cancer and unlimited energy. We want but one thing of you, Tom Cruise, or somebody
Give
like
us Tom Cruise.
I'm like, oh no, give us Taylor Swift,
Oh,
and we go,
take
oh
her.
come on,
No,
so
take
many
her.
kids will be upset.
She'll be an alien.
You
Yeah.
gotta stand there and go, hey, we don't negotiate with aliens.
Yeah.
Okay.
when Thanos showed up, he wasn't here for the windmills
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Hey, I got news for you. Thanos was beaten in the end.
Yeah, he
So
was.
you just settle down over
That
there.
is true.
In
Or
the
you-
end, good prevails.
What if we got a situation like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where one day on every TV screen in the world, there's an alien that just comes on and goes, hey, sorry for your luck, but you're in the way of our interdimensional highway, so we're going to wipe out your planet to make
Yeah.
room for it.
Well, we go. That's when we blow up.
Yeah.
We don't just go. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Do
We
you
got
know
Will
it's,
Smith.
Do you know it's FN Day at Shark Coast? Let's see how that works out for you.
Take Tom Cruise.
I got the 5-7. What do you got?
We're screwed.
We got to go to break because I don't think we've taken a break in an hour and a half. I must do that, and we have an open letter when we come back. But before we go to break, I got to tell you about my man Jeff Borum and TeamBorum.com. If you're looking to sell your home and you want to get the most for your home, who doesn't want the most for their home? Sometimes people are like, yeah, I want the most money, but I don't want to deal with it. Let's just get it out of there. It's crazy. Let Jeff and his team at Team Borum take care of it for you. Let them do all the footwork, all the hassle, so you don't have to deal with the stress. But at the end of the day, you do get the most out of your home. Go to TeamBorum.com. That's Team Borum, BORHAM, and you can even put your address in there, and you can find out a realistic price for what your home is worth on the high end, the low end. Also, the market fluctuates. There's a shortage of inventory right now for homes. I didn't know that. You know how I know? Because Jeff Borum actually said it to me the other day. And when you know that and you know what the market's doing and what the trends are, that's how you get the most money for your home. So if you're looking to sell your home and you want to maximize the dollars, go to TeamBorum.com. That's Team Borum, BORHAM, Team Borum, and let them know you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We will take a break. We will double up here and come back with a brand new open letter from Galvin next on 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening. Morning Show, The Mike Calta Show.
8:55 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Beep, beep, a-doo, doo. Saturday, Bud Light and the Brisket Shop present the ultimate country tailgate happening on Himes. And what is it? Himes and what? Himes in Ohio? Himes in Hesper? Himes in...
I thought it was
Hyman?
It might be Ohio, but I thought it was a president's name.
I mean, it's the same place we do all the tailgates. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. It's on Himes. Himes in Ohio, I think it is.
Could be.
Anyway, we'll be out there. Just look for the Bone tents and the Bone logo and the Bone van, and of course all the Bud Light stuff. The Brisket Shop, the best in making brisket in all of the Tampa Bay area. They'll be out there, free food, free Budweiser beer, all in a pre-party for the big country concert happening at Raymond James Stadium. Chris Stapleton, George Strait, and Little Big Town. And what do I have? I have a tailgate, and I'm bringing to you the Warren Brothers and Aaron Barker, and they're going to be performing live at the tailgate. How do you like that?
Very nice. It is Ohio.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
Finally got something right.
North Himes Avenue, West Ohio Avenue.
I'm going to give away more tickets to that before the show is over today. So
Nice.
if you want to go, we'll tell you about that. I need Joe.
Yes.
I feel that I have to think not only what is good for me, but what is good for the listeners. And I feel like maybe the Pap, things that look like Pap, even though the pictures are coming in fast and furious, the likes are low. I mean, I'm getting 100 likes,
finally.
80 likes.
Not cutting it, Joe.
The
But
magic is done.
No. I feel like
all
it's
right.
Joe's getting shadow banned.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you go to our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show, and really, if you're a fan of the show, what are you doing if you don't follow us already? I know some of you are old, but it takes 2 seconds to have a. My daughter's 10; she has an Instagram, so don't try to add her, you creeps.
No.
The weird things that my wife gets whenever I post a picture or tag my wife in something, the weird request that she gets, it just
Can
blows
only
my mind.
imagine,
Yeah, like it's interesting because every guy, not every guy, but some of the weird guys think that they could get her because I got her, you know, and then a lot of the girls want to be like her best friend, which isn't such a bad thing, except she's not that exciting.
Yeah.
Like it's when people think, oh, I want to go party with those guys, and then they go there and we just sit around and have a beer.
I know,
my party
yeah.
days are over. I'm not a. It's like, you know, every once in a while, even Bert wants to relax. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't
drink
seen
with
that
you,
day
Michael.
yet. What's that?
I'll drink with you,
Yeah,
no problem.
we'll take up that
Yeah.
party.
Thank
Thank
Yeah.
you, Joe.
Yep.
There is a influx of things that look like Pap videos that are pictures that are coming to me. Keep them coming by all means, but I'm thinking maybe I space them out a little bit because, I mean, you're just let me just look at the latest one, 124. There should be way more in 20 hours. There should be way more likes. I mean, of course,
that's lackluster.
the video of my wife and I singing, "I have a girlfriend." I mean, it's taking over the internet right now. So there's a lot of good stuff, including the Best of the Bay nominations we talked about this morning. The link and everything is all up on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. Go like it, love it, spread it around, tell your friends about it, and let's get it going. The other thing, AEW, Gio, tonight.
Yes.
In Tampa. You going?
I was thinking about it.
I'm not going.
No?
Well, they didn't invite me. I'm not going to go in like a peasant and sit in the upper level. I need to get a little. WWE put me in the front row. My kid made me look cool for a little while. Now they're like, oh, if you go, you go.
Yeah, if I go, I'll just buy a ticket like the common folk.
Ooh, Chris Jericho doesn't invite me to his birthday party. He's never like, hey, you want to go hang out at a concert? And now AEW is coming. He's not even like, hey, let me get you some AEW tickets. He's a taker. He's a taker. He's not a giver. He's a taker.
One-way.
He's a one-way guy.
Yep.
And I find out most of those wrestlers are. And I'm just kidding. I love Chris Jericho. But AEW tonight, debut at the Sundome.
Yes.
Huge momentum. Doing great. Go support it. It's the first time in Tampa.
I was looking at tickets. It's packed already. There's not a whole lot of tickets left.
No, people have been longing for this. I don't know why it took so long to get it in Tampa, you know. So yesterday, I talked about this earlier this morning. I happened to be in the studio listening to the radio station, and I was listening to John Senning, who was on the air by himself, and then Mo in there to ruin the show. And then Mo began to talk about Sinead O'Connor again, and I had to get on with him and just tell Mo to stop trying to push Sinead O'Connor on us. It's ridiculous. It's having a negative effect. Any good that she ever did is now me just hearing Mo talk about her, and it makes me hate both of them. So, JR, or as his name is now, Cockwell, came up in conversation, and I said, look, I want to reiterate, I don't hate JR. I just don't think I think he's dumb, and I think that when he does news on the air, it's like giving the dumbest person the news. It sounds awful. And I also said, but don't think that because I'm critical of JR, he can't be critical of me. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to go run into management and be like, this guy said this about me. I don't care. I've had other people talk about me. It helps make you famous. And evidently JR took that advice and called me fat and ugly.
Oh,
man, come on.
shots fired.
I mean, I didn't say I wasn't going to fight Mark. I just said I'm not going to like go do dirty fighting. Like I'm not going to go to management and be like, hey, this JR guy. No, he's got every right to defend himself.
Fat and ugly.
He didn't say it. He like talked about like if somebody wants to not like me, that's fine. And if they're fat and ugly, and I went, whoa.
Oh, that means it's you.
Well, why do you say that?
That's what I guess he implied.
That's what I think he was implying.
Yeah.
That was me.
Man, dude.
I always consider myself to be fat and somewhat handsome.
Yeah.
Very
But he gave me a
handsome.
fat and ugly.
Not someone.
If you're going to call somebody out, though, like say that, call him out.
Right,
Yeah.
Like
right.
I'm talking about Mike Calta.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
fat
that's
and ugly
that's
one.
probably-
Hey, man.
Yeah.
That's what he should do.
Maybe
Right.
he just assumes everybody thinks he's talking about me
That's
if
the
he's just
thing.
fat and ugly.
Is that worse that he leaves it up to interpretation? Like you've got some balls, you say it. I'm talking about Mike Calta. He's
What?
fat, he's ugly.
Okay, yeah.
That's what you should say. JR.
He didn't know.
Oh,
So maybe he was talking about somebody else.
that's possible.
Whatever. Hurt my feelings a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Not cool.
You gonna talk to management?
I would never do that. Or my John Moore.
Email him.
John Moore said that he could beat me up one time. John Moore used to work at the Eagle. He was on somebody else's show, and they said that he could beat me up. And I came in the next day, and I go, go get John Moore. And they brought him down there, and I said, two things are going to happen. You're either going to apologize for saying something so preposterous, or we're going to fight right now. And he apologized. And I was like, all right, that's good. And then he went to HR. I was like, I'm not going to fight you. You'll probably beat me up. What do I know? I'm just joking around. I'm fat and ugly. Leave me alone.
How great would it have been if John Moore's been
whipped
doing
my ass.
jujitsu for the last 15 years?
Or worse, I just got up and one punch knocked me out. You know? Yeah. But, you know, I saw fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
And then he went right to HR.
Didn't you? When you were trying to fight Fisher at one point too?
I don't think so.
No. Then you guys were in the studio.
Oh, Seth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. We weren't. They had an intern, and one of our guests, I think it was Dom Herrera.
Dom
wasn't it?
Herrera, yeah.
They left him in the lobby, and he said to the guy, he's like, yeah, I'm supposed to be on the show, and he wouldn't let him in or whatever. So he gave him a hard time, and Seth literally kicked the door open and was like, which one of you guys talked bad to my intern? And I was like, first of all, aren't you an intern? Now get out of my studio. But I was new, so I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I remember laughing.
Yeah.
I remember he like kicked it up. And I go, what? What is going on?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Get out of here.
Oh, no.
That's got to be a really bad feeling when you were the only big dog in the building for so many years, and now there's new shows across the hall, and everybody's talking about it and paying attention to it, and you just feel your future slipping away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. I understand what the anger was. One had 8 jobs in 1 year, and the other one slipped into obscurity.
Yeah.
There's
But
nothing.
now-
There's nothing wrong with having 8 jobs.
Who would have thought, though, that of the two of them, Fisher would have been the one to come back strong?
Yeah.
Fisher came back and is crushing it on
The
the Eagle.
architect.
I mean, yeah, he's the architect, man.
But I mean-
He had a
held
plan
it
the whole
together.
time.
Yeah.
He had a plan the whole time.
He felt his plan was to fall off, take
Yeah.
a vacation, get a wife and a kid, and after that's out of the way, come back and dominate.
Yeah.
And he's
Right.
killing it.
Well, he got
Good for
John
you,
Moore
Fisher.
fired, didn't he?
Yeah. He
Good.
did.
He deserved to get rid of that trash.
Pushed him out.
No, John Moore retired,
Oh.
by the way, before he ends up trying to sue us
That's
now
very sad.
for
You
making
can
jokes.
You can retire, or we're just going to let you go.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case, Gio. I'm just saying that because he seems like the litigious type.
Oh yeah.
I believe he came into some money and was like, I'm retired.
Oh, we're happy for
The
him.
same guy who bought a mattress on eBay or whatever, or Craigslist rather.
What?
ahead. Yeah. Oh yeah. He bought a mattress on. I remember when I first got here. That was like the promotions kids like, you know, he bought a mattress on Craigslist. A used mattress. I go, I don't. Why?
All right. All
I
right.
think I
know?
don't know.
Of all the people, that I can see that. Yeah.
That is the only thing he bought, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:05, 1 hour and 5 minutes late. Time to check in with Galvin. He has a brand new open letter.
And now, an open letter from Galvin.
This is an open letter to aliens.
Oh,
Dear
perfect.
aliens, seriously? So if you haven't heard, or maybe you've been living on another planet, there has been sworn testimony by 3 military veterans that there are, in fact, aliens. They also said that the U.S. government has operated a secret, multi-decade reverse engineering program of recovered vessels, otherwise known as the plot of Terminator. And I'd say we are all just basically a bunch of Sarah Connors on a list waiting to die. If aliens invade the Earth, it's not to become friends. It's not going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy with a friendly tree and a cute raccoon that come down here to help us in our time of need. It's going to be more like War of the Worlds, where the aliens are turning us into human smoothies and sucking us up through a giant straw. It's funny because we have no idea what the aliens will do, if they'll ever come to Earth, and really the only ideas we have to go off of are movies, which never seem to end well for Earthlings. I mean, at least some of us are going to die, right? If we have to fight aliens, guns might work, but as we see in movies, probably not, because they'll have a force field. But we also know that there will be people that will be happy to see the aliens coming. And they'll be on the rooftops, and they'll be partying, and they'll be dressed up. And let's be honest, we can't wait for them to be laser blasted. Trump started Space Force, but I don't know what they have as far as weaponry or what kind of training they've been doing. We have an amazing military that is said to be the best in the world. But what about the universe? As far as I know, we don't have a weapon that turns aliens into smoothies that we can drink. So what do? You do you. That's my way of thinking. If you want to stock up on stuff or train to fight, or if you want to make signs that welcome aliens, go ahead. For me, I'm living my life the same as I always have. And even if aliens do come to Earth and come right here to our studio, one thing I know for 100% for sure is that Joe definitely won't get video of it. I'm Galvin from the Mike Calta Show, and this has been an open letter to aliens.
Oh, Joe.
Thank
Come
you,
on,
Galvin.
Joe. Get the alien video ready.
I'm working on it.
For the love of God.
I didn't
video-
have the patch.
No video and no likes.
Well, he's got some likes. I'm just saying.
Could be more.
I mean, I could.
For my wife and I to get 15,000 overnight, you should at least be in the hundreds.
I mean, I think you're right, Michael.
Unless you want to sing. Unless
Yeah.
you in Spanish want to
Time
make
to
a
sing.
I love my boyfriend
Damn, I knew
video.
I was gonna get roped in.
You and Sugarface should do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mad's on Mad. Zoe will be when she sees that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't complicate my life. please.
Sugar face.
Sugar face. Sugar face.
What are you guys doing this weekend? I'm all by myself this weekend.
Yeah, Joe, what are you
From
guys doing?
Thursday through I'm
Oh,
talking to everybody.
oh.
Everybody.
Good, Joe. Now me and you will go out.
All right. Yeah,
I
screw
think
it.
I'm actually going to go see a little Night Ranger. Night Ranger was with
Christian
Brett Michaels and the Party Gras thing.
The Logan Paul or Jake Paul and Nate Diaz is this weekend.
That was Saturday,
that's
yeah.
right.
That's
Yeah.
Saturday night,
I
yeah.
do
Fight
want to
night.
watch that.
Boys
I do want to
night,
watch that.
Boys night. Boys night.
No
Boys
way.
night.
No way. I have plans on Saturday. I have dinner plans. I'm going to Frankie's Sicilian
going to
Chop
Frankie's?
House.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who you going with?
Oh, yeah,
Can't,
he's
I
all
mean,
right.
you know, what if we just come by, Michael?
I do appreciate the invite. That was nice of you.
No, that's
problem.
not true. You didn't.
Gio and I have our annual
No.
let's go out
No.
and have a good meal night.
Yeah.
what kind of annual
That's not.
thing is
I haven't
that?
heard
We
of
bring Mike Olivero and Hoppy.
Mike Olivero. Mike Olivero is out of town. He went to go see Metallica.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Down in
So-
the Hard Rock down
No,
south.
in New York.
Meadowlands,
Oh,
Meadowlands,
really?
yeah.
Let's go to Hush.
By the way, it's Frankie's Italian chop house, not
Yeah.
Sicilian.
Yeah, I'm Sicilian. I like to make everything Sicilian.
Get some steaks, go to Hush, hang out.
What? Are you gonna be at Hush?
What, Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
No, Saturday
What
is
time are you
fights.
there?
Oh, I'm not. I mean,
Oh.
no, I was just gonna go because
I was like, I'll go there if you're there.
Yeah.
You're my excuse to be like, oh, I don't really like to go, but Spanish is there.
I got to tell you, I really love the girls that are in there.
I don't know. I'd like to love them too.
Yeah.
Literally.
Cheating.
Yeah, no, it's legal. It's
No.
at a strip club.
No.
Does Karishma go with you?
No,
Then it's cheating.
nope,
Yep.
nope. Mm-mm.
So I was talking to a girl that Pete used to date back 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like literally when we first started working together. And 1996 or 5, you know. And I said something about strip clubs, and she goes, "Oh, I bet you're." I go, "Listen, I am nothing like I was in my 20s. I haven't been to a strip club for a non-work reason in years. The only strip club I've been to that I thoroughly enjoyed was the Penthouse Club when Maria was there.
Yeah.
And that was mostly because it was just a good hang. You know what I
It
mean?
was.
I never
Yeah.
I never talked to the girls. I never got lap dances or anything there. If I want to go to a strip club, I'm going to a dirty place. Like I'm going to
Pink
2001. I don't even think the Pink Pony's open anymore.
Oh,
It's,
really?
it's called something else now, I think.
Oh.
I drove by the other day. I was like, what?
They just come to your house now.
That's fine. That'd be even better. But yeah, I need to see if I'm going to go to a strip club for entertainment purposes. I want to see everything. I want to see regret. I want to see scars. I want to see bullet wounds, stab wounds.
Does anybody know? Does Ybor Strip still exist, or is that like long gone too?
Ybor Strip was my first time that I was ever like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
It was.
It's a
I
lot.
mean, it was great. It was great, but I mean, it was things that I felt like I can go to jail for.
You ever
girls.
go to you ever go to Itchy's?
Never,
Oh,
I've
no,
never been
no.
to Itchy's. No,
You don't want to do that.
never been to Itchy's.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I haven't been to a strip club for enjoyment in a long time.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go, like, say one night where we were like, let's go to a strip club. Obviously, if you're at Hush or we're over in that area or we're going to somewhere near the stadium or something, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be cool. But if you said to me, let's go and just have a fun, dirty night, I would go to Bare Assets.
Yeah, I'm in.
You know why, though? Because I follow Bare Assets on Facebook, and so every once in a while, there'll be some smoking hot girl on my timeline. I go, who is this? And it's somebody like, come see Sheila at the Bare Assets. And I go, yeah. And they have alcohol.
Yeah.
Something just blew my mind.
Uh-oh.
Sheila?
No, I went to see if Pink Pony was still a thing, and it came up on the internet, and somebody, tell me who this looks like. And maybe it's just me.
I can't see it from here.
I can't see.
That Danielle?
That's what I thought.
I can't see it, but
That's what I thought too.
that'd get me to the Pink Pony, though.
Yeah. I'm in.
Doesn't that look like Danielle?
It does. Yeah.
Did they steal our
Oh,
picture?
wow.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
Good
We
for
should-
both of them.
We should probably go there this
Or
weekend.
did,
Investigate.
or did we just find something out?
Yeah. I'm in.
Wouldn't that be great?
The best.
What
Oh,
if we just
man.
walked it like when the Varsity Blues find their teacher as a
Yeah.
stripper? If we found out that Danielle from Magic was a stripper,
Yeah.
which is definitely not true, by the way, but wouldn't that be
Oh,
something?
put your shoes back on, Danielle.
Oh.
Hide those feet. Let's get weird.
Oh,
No, that's how she
man.
gets the money.
Grabs it.
Yeah. You just throw it in the air and she flies back, grabs it.
Yeah. You won't get $1 past her head.
she flies in from the rafters.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Flaps around.
Yeah. She's the cutest bird ever.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
So let's go see some wild.
I'm open
stuff.
Friday
I'm down.
night.
Let's go.
What can we do on Friday? Where do you want to go?
I mean,
we can't Friday because Friday Tom's going to
oh,
stupid Brett Michael, so we'd have to drive. we'd
Joe
have
can
to-
drive.
I can't go anywhere on Friday. It's
Why?
Well, because it's Sugar Pants' birthday.
Oh, she wants to go to Bare Assets.
I will.
How old is she going to be?
I'm not going to tell
Ah.
She will be
42.
24.
86.
Which one of us is closest
41.
without going over?
I think Michael is probably the closest.
What'd you say?
42.
Oh.
Which sounds old to some people, but to Joe, that's half his age.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
You guys want me to text you what we're doing? You guys can meet us all out somewhere.
You guys having a 4G?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
not 4G's off.
No, it's off.
I have to tell you, that always seemed like a great idea with Pete and I. Pete date a hot girl, I date a hot girl, and then we switch. You
Yeah.
don't have 4Gs. But it's hard enough to get a girl to go out with you, let alone to convince him to have sex with Pete. And the same thing for Pete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pete finally has a girl and is like, hey, you like sweaty fat guys? There's another one. You know, I understand.
It's a little easier for me with Joe because I'm like, you ever meet a wizard before?
Yeah,
You a
that's
Harry
true.
Potter fan?
And girls like Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I always say to
Chicks
my wife,
dig me.
whenever chicks take you. Whenever Pete is dating a really hot girl, like he is now, I always go, what's up? We swapping tonight? And everybody just blows me off. I'm the only one who ever says it, and everybody just rolls their eyes. And my wife just looks at me one day and she goes, what's in it for me? What do I get out of that? And I go, yeah, you're right. I get it. I'm sorry.
Variety.
Yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
little variety.
How much variety is between me and Pete?
Well,
Yeah.
We're almost the same person.
Almost.
Yeah. One's a little sweatier. One's a little more aggressive. Okay, what do you want from me?
Mm.
My wife slept in bed with Pete before, and she can't stand to be near him in the bed because he generates heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, he's so hot.
You know, I gotta tell you, I slept in a bed with Pete once. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but it's probably winter.
Yeah, it was when we
He
were in
probably
New York.
saved you all from freezing.
All right.
And you're not a attractive woman, so he isn't heating up.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. You didn't fire him up.
Yeah.
Didn't get the furnace on.
You didn't have to make me feel bad about it.
You did not get the furnace going.
His pilot light wasn't on.
You didn't stoke his fire at all.
Hey, come on, I'm just trying to do my thing.
He is not turned on by you.
Nope.
So hurtful.
I do want to go to Side Splitters. Is it on Sunday? You're the worst.
What on Sunday?
Isn't there a contest the next round?
No, that's in August 16th.
16th. I thought it was a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to do that. I want to check
Yeah.
out some of the. It's like a Sunday, so it's easy for me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that'll
well,
be fun. You could boo me with Joe and Gio.
That's right. We had a great time last time.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have called me. I would have went.
You were out of town, I think.
Yeah, you're out of town.
I wouldn't have gone. Let's be honest.
They didn't want you there. Gio said, "Don't invite Mike. He's gonna want to get up and do stand-up."
And I've seen it before.
Yeah.
You got a
It is
tight
not
5?
good.
He's no Mark Norman.
I got a loose 3.5. All right. So Friday night, maybe
Yeah,
something,
I'm
but
in.
Joe's out.
I have
Well,
to be out. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Joe's out and Tom's out. We're not going anywhere. Let's just be honest now.
I thought we were doing fight night Saturday.
Yeah.
That's Saturday.
Saturday is fight night, but I mean, I got a date Saturday night. I'm going to Frankie's Italian shop
We'll
house.
meet you there, Mike.
Yeah, we can meet
Well,
you
No,
there.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
meet you
no,
there.
no, no. I'm
Yeah.
going out with my other friends.
Just question: what time is that?
Yeah.
8 in the p.m.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you have plenty of
I'm
time.
writing
Yeah,
it down,
that
writing
fight's
this
not
down
starting
right
until
now.
8. Yeah.
8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but I'm with other people. I don't want to.
Nah, you don't wanna
I
be
don't
with
want to
them.
invite you guys
You
into
don't
my
want to hang
realm.
out with them. We know.
Mm.
They're probably not even nice people.
You know them.
I do?
I'm a very
Yes.
nice person.
No. No.
I'm going out with Paulie D
All right.
and Joey D.
All right.
I only hang out with D's.
And GOG.
Is Ronnie D off the list?
Ronnie D's off the list.
Joe's a D.
Yeah, that's right. I am a D.
Yeah, Joey can go.
Stands for dick.
Oh my
I just wanted,
God.
I just wanted to make sure people knew.
No, you're right. Thank you for clarifying.
That's awful. That's awful. I went to the dentist yesterday to get my teeth cleaned.
That's another D.
It's true. Not. I used to be so afraid of that.
Oh, it feels
I used
so
to have
good.
mental fear of. Now I go
Yeah.
a lot.
Get
Yeah,
those
well,
tools in there.
once it's done and everything,
Oh.
if you wait 25 years
Yeah.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh boy, they gotta put their foot on your chest and get in there and do all that.
She cleans my teeth and does a. They go through and they check them all with they check the gums.
Yeah.
Then they go in with the scraper and they
That's
scrape
right.
the plaque.
Then they press on and make sure you got no soft
And
spots.
Right.
Then at the end they lick your teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does
No.
your dentist do that? Because
Right.
it's weird, right? Is that,
That is
weird?
weird. You're
It
not
felt weird.
supposed
when
to
it
happen
happened.
at all.
Standard.
Let me see. I don't know.
You take your shirt off.
Mhm.
No, then they polish them and brush them up, and,
Right.
and
Give
then
you some
floss it
fluoride.
afterwards. But there's one spot. I have one tooth that has some plaque behind it that it sounds like she's trying to pull the tooth out.
Oh yeah.
You just hear because everything in your head's almost like you're.
Yeah.
And she's like literally has a foot on the counter and she's trying to get it, and I'm like, I can't feel it.
It's hard plaque.
Yeah, she's trying to. Just thank God it's
Yeah.
only one spot. It's
Yeah.
only one little
Leverage.
tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take care of your teeth, man.
I'm
Take
such
care
a
of your teeth.
psychopath about my teeth. I bought my own dental tools. I have a full kit of like 10 to 12 dental tools.
I have
Marathon
I have
man over here.
Dude.
I have the gum presser and I
Yeah.
have the plaque scraper.
Yeah, I like to scrape my own
Yeah.
plaque.
You should.
Yeah.
He looks at himself in the mirror and goes, "Is it safe? Is it safe?"
The first time I scraped my tooth and the plaque came off, I thought I broke my tooth.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I
yeah.
shouldn't have been doing this. I
Yeah.
should have been using a dental tool.
And then if sometimes your gums will bleed when you do that, but that's totally normal and natural. But the first time I did that with the tool and my gums started bleeding, I was like, oh my god, I ruined it. Everything's falling apart.
So
Don't use a screwdriver.
Yeah.
the technology that they have now is they start with the they talk and it starts the recording, and she talks into the mouthpiece and it records it into the computer. So she goes tooth by tooth, and she'll go, okay, front molar 242, 323, and then she'll get the one and she'll be like, some bleeding on the whatever 1.4, and I go, well, what? I don't know. What's a 242 is good, 343 is good. What is one
what's
bleeding?
going on?
Is that bad? Are we pulling that? I try to decipher. I try to
Yeah.
get the code, and it freaks me out the whole time she does it. But then at the end, it's all the end. It's
Yeah.
like,
You just got to wait to the end because you might have one, like you said, one bad spot, but
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world. They get
No.
a spot
clean it
treatment
out,
for
yep.
you. Yeah.
She's like 242, 343. horrible breath.
I brushed and mouthwash before I went.
Looks
there.
like sausage caught in here.
No.
Do you know how hard it was to not go get coffee before I went there?
Yeah, that's
I
good.
was just sitting there.
Do you brush your teeth before you go in?
Yeah, of course.
So do
But I do that because I brush my teeth and mouthwash it up because, like Galvin said, I don't want to give him all dragon breath.
Yeah.
Because I usually have dragon breath. I bite the insides of my cheeks. The first time I went in there years ago, this dentist, she was in my mouth and she looked at the dentist and the dentist goes, "Do you bite your cheek?" I go, "All the time." He goes, "Okay." And I go, "How do you know?" And he goes, "How do I know? It looks like you know." He goes, "Sometimes it's a sign of mouth cancer." I was like, "No, I'm a biter."
Yeah.
I bite my tongue, my cheeks, the whole deal.
Yeah.
I get nervous.
Yeah, you don't want. I mean, you don't want mouth cancer.
I don't want any cancer.
Yeah, mouth cancer.
No, you're saying you don't want mouth cancer?
Yeah, I don't know how it got brought up, but in one of my Instagram timelines, there was like the medical something, and there was this poor, unfortunate guy. Him, his father, and his father's father, they all had mouth cancer.
Oh, good looking out for the kids.
Dude, and it was, they were in the medical oddities because the guys built them a new face pretty much. Man, oh man, when they take their,
Pieces
appendage,
off.
dude, yeah.
The whole jaw comes out.
It's wild. to see.
So
Poor
we
people.
do not. You say we do not want mouth
You don't
cancer.
want
Where's your stance on being trapped in a fire? Is that good or bad?
Yeah, it depends. Depends on the fire.
Shark bite? We want a shark bite?
Shark bite
No.
could be good. Shark bite could be good. Are we losing a limb?
Depends.
No.
All right, we got to take a break. We've got long-winded talking about nothing. If you want to get a hold of us, 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. Carmen, don't get mad at me,
Okay,
but I'd like to give away 3 pairs of the tickets to the tailgate party this weekend.
let's do it.
All right, so get up on the phone lines now. Carmen is just going to pick 3 people at random, and it'll hook up a pair of tickets to the Budweiser Ultimate Country Tailgate Party happening this Saturday. Himes in Ohio, right outside of Raymond James Stadium, starts at 2 p.m. The Warren brothers will be there. I will be out there, and I will see you folks out there. 3 people are going to win a pair of tickets right now on 102.5 The Bone.
On 102.5 The Bone.
9:37 on the Mike Calta Show. Hot everywhere. If you're in Arizona, you're melting. It's 1,000 degrees. And it's not much cooler here. But if you go to Superheat and Air, like I told you, you can get your AC kicking. Make sure it is spitting out the coldest air. I just had them come out to Clearwater to make sure that thing is blowing cold. And then the best is I had them put in a thermostat, a Wi-Fi thermostat. This way, when I'm not there, I can put it all the way up, save myself some money on the electric bill. And I'm going over there today. So sometime before I head over there, I'll cool off the place a little bit so I don't walk into an absolute oven of a house. So if you need a Wi-Fi thermostat or any of the Wi-Fi gadgets, they have them at superheatandair.com. And if you were looking for a new AC and you're afraid to get an AC because you're like, I don't know how much they cost and how do I pay for it, they have financing, but you don't have to pay no interest and no payments for 18 months. You'll get your AC now, get it put in by the best, and no interest, no payments for 18 months. Go to superheatandair.com. That is superheatandair.com. And they are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for emergencies. No sense in the... But I tell you, the minute that power went out the other day, I almost called them up and was like, hey, you guys got to do something. It's been 4 minutes already, and I'm dying. Superheatandair.com gets it so cold in my house that even with the air out for an hour, it was still nice and cool up there. If you're not that cold and you're not that cool in your home and you need to be, superheatandair.com is where you got to go. Tell me you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. Bret Michaels is here this Saturday. And I'm going to tell you that Bret Michaels is not the Bret Michaels he was 10 years ago. No offense to him. He probably looks the same. But 10 years ago, maybe even a little more, we did a contest. Bret Michaels was on a show called Rock of Love where it was kind of like The Bachelor and he was the Bachelor. And it was a bunch of weird girls that were trying to go out with him. Some hot, some not, some weird, some loud. It was an entertaining show. So we thought, what if we did the Rock of Love for Bret Michaels? You'll get to meet Bret Michaels. You have to go backstage at his show. At the time, it was at Ruth Eckerd Hall. So we had a bunch of girls come down to the radio station, and they stayed on the first floor outside. And then we looked at them from the window and picked the good ones and brought them upstairs. Probably one of the meanest things we've ever done. However, you can't get a girl that, to meet Bret Michaels if she's not at the Bret Michaels standard. So we just had to be honest.
Yeah.
And for those of you who think, well, Brett Michaels doesn't care about meeting a girl, not true. One of the girls who came up, when it was Big John was with him, the security guy, and when the whole contest and everything was over, Brett Michaels was talking to her, and he goes, "Okay, John, let's make sure we take care of her, okay?" Like he made sure she got back there. She was smoking hot. So, but what I'm saying now is Brett Michaels, we couldn't even get one person to get naked to give away those tickets. Like back in the day when we were doing afternoons, we could have got anybody to get naked for anything. Oldest naked, youngest naked, mother, daughter naked. I mean, we did it all. We couldn't get one person. Brett Michaels has definitely fallen off. Brett Michaels, Starship, which is Jefferson Airplane, but with nobody from Jefferson Airplane in it. It's Brett Michaels, Starship. It is Night Ranger, and who was the other band?
Mark McGrath.
Mark McGrath.
And
I bet you girls will get naked for Mark McGrath.
And Steve, that was in Journey for a minute.
Oh, Steve O'Gary.
It is Friday night, by the way.
Sorry, Friday. I keep screwing that up. Friday night, Tom's going to that, and I think Josh is going to that. And then Saturday is the fights. I gotta get those. I gotta get that down in my head.
By the way, I just watched a clip. You know how they do the face-off where they have the fighters and what's his name? The MMA interviewer guy. What's his name? Ariel Hawani.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing the interview with them, and they're sitting at a table next to each other. Diaz and Jake Paul, and Ariel Hawani's in the middle. And Jake Paul was talking about how Diaz is a great MMA fighter, and he's had some of the biggest things that are. And then the camera just goes to Diaz, and he's looking, and he kind of goes like this, like to somebody, and then he's looking, and then he just gets up out of his seat, and they kind of look, and he goes, "I'll be back," and just went, and then got in his car.
You left?
Yeah.
Dude,
I
love both the Diaz brothers. Like,
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of them since they started.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, so they said that they're gonna have the rest of the video on the Zone, their social media later on.
I have Nick Diaz's phone number.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we call him and tell him get his name on the phone.
I imagine he'll be in the corner for him.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, he's good to talk to too. It's weird. It's weird to me that some people like I'm not protective of my phone number to where like I don't give it out. I don't care because if you call me and you bug me, I just block you. I don't care. The technology is different than it was 10 years ago. But I was at a thing with Nick Diaz one time when we were talking. And we took a picture, and he goes, "Hey, will you send me that picture?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Here, let me give you my number." I went, "Oh, okay." And then we were in an elevator with Tyrus one time, and my Tyrus got hurt at a local WWE event, and he smashed his head, and blood poured out of his head and pooled underneath it. And I was talking to Tyrus about it, and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, I go, "My dad's got a picture of it." He goes, "I'd love to see it because the WWE doesn't show us any of those pictures, even though they have them. They'll show up in magazines and stuff, but they don't show them to us because they don't want us to get weirded out." He's like, "I'd love to see it." I'm like, "I guarantee I have it on my phone." So I went through and I found it, and he was like, "Will you send me that?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you my number." And I went, "Man, you guys are all willy nilly with the number, man." I'm never. If I meet somebody out in Publix and they're like, "Hey, let me send it to you," I go, "Cool, email it to Spanish." Spanish will give it to me.
I feel like some people they carry multiple phones. They give this phone's for work, this phone's for friends and family.
It's
This
fine.
one's for ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I answer my phones for just the ladies.
Gotta have a burner phone.
I don't mind. I would really. I don't care about giving my phone number to most people. I don't care. I don't want them to call me. I don't like to talk to them. You want to text me, text me. But then a lot of people text me during the show. Like when we're talking about something and people text me their answer on the show, I'm not going to ever read it and then talk about it on the air. I'm not going to be like, "Well, Billy just texted me and said he disagrees with that." It's never gonna. It's not what it's about. You want that? Send it to us on social media. We could do it that way.
I can tell you, having had multiple listeners for years call my phone at all hours of the day and night, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, because I bet some of them are really cool.
Some of them are really cool, yeah.
I remember somebody gave out my phone number one time on the air. This is a long time ago. I was driving home, the phone rang. I go, "Hello," and it was a young girl and a young guy, and they were like, "Is this my Calta or is this Cowhead?" And I go, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh my God, we live in Lakeland. We listen to you all the time. I can't believe you answered the phone." I go, "Well, you called me," and they were like, "Yeah, the guy gave out your phone number," and I was like, "Oh," and they were like, "All right, we won't bother anymore. Bye." I was like, "Okay, bye."
It's a lot of that.
Crazy Patty called you.
That made me mad. That made me mad because I thought Johnny B gave her my phone number. Still not sure he didn't. Also, looking back on it, great prank if he did.
Yeah. There were two guys out front whenever I was leaving doing something with your son's car.
Yeah, they were detailing it.
And I go, "You guys stealing that?" And they laughed. And they were like, "Oh, no, blah, blah, blah." And they introduced themselves. And I said, "I'm Galvin." And they go, "Hey, Is this my Calta's house?
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, maybe.
That's funny. So I did the best ever prank ever to my wife that I still laugh hard about today, and she still does not find it funny. There was a guy calling her phone, yelling at her and being like, "Why'd you call my phone? I'm gonna call the cops. Why are you calling my phone?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" He sounded like an old black dude, and he was like, "Why are you calling me? Why'd you come out to my house?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't know who you are. I don't know what." He's like, I'm gonna call the cops. So she brought me the phone, and the guy's yelling. I just hung up on him, and I was like, whatever, And then she was really bothered by it. So like an hour later, we were driving, and she goes, "What's the name of that eye doctor that Joey's at?" I go, "Oh, I'll get the number. You can call and make an appointment." She's like, "Okay." And I gave her back that guy's phone number, and she called, and he goes, "Hello," and she goes, "Hello," and he goes, "Why are you calling me?" And she hung up, and she looked at me, and I was like, "Oh, why?" She's still mad at me to this day. "Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" I was like, "Oh God, come on." The best was I was trying to get Bobby with it. I was trying to be like, "Hey, the guy from this comedy club needs you to call him right back and leave Bobby," but he wouldn't answer his phone. That would have been great. My wife was so pissed off.
She was very upset.
Who is it you say text? You get text about me on your phone every day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Helium J.
Oh.
Texts me every day something explicit about what Geo does to another
Animals.
man.
Oh,
yeah.
But you know what the thing with Helium J is? He's lost all credibility. So
Yeah.
nothing he said, like I always tell you about like Deepak Chopra and all that stuff. I used to listen to things he said, and I go, okay, well if he dies, well he's like 60. I'm like, he's full of garbage. But Helium J has been preaching the end of the world and Kachayas and
Every
Kachiyas
time.
and and this is it. Friday at 3:00, the Kachinas are gonna line up and eat your Kachaya, and none of it ever happened. So he's just garbage now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nice guy and all, but
Yeah.
his thoughts on this stuff are just
Right.
he's filled with his own. He's got a mental problem, is what he has, because he believes it.
Yeah.
He believes it. So it's really like that's a mental problem.
He also believes Geo does a lot of stuff to.
He might be right about
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
To other guys?
I mean, every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day I get a text about Geo.
Even weekends.
Yeah. even
Why?
weekends.
What is it that he doesn't like about Geo?
I don't know if it's anything specific. Maybe
It's
just
his
his face.
face.
Yeah.
Face.
I feel it.
I can see that.
Remember Helium J fought FVD
Oh, that's right.
in the Punch Out.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a wild
I
fight.
forgot
That
about
was a wild
yeah.
fight.
Faggy Voice Dan.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh man, he
Every once in a
disappeared.
while, I find a picture of him in my phone, and I just laugh.
Man, oh man.
Remember, he was getting married to a girl who had a huge black boyfriend who also lived at the house with them.
But
Yeah,
no,
just
wasn't
got
he-
out of jail.
that was
he
it,
was in jail,
yeah.
just got out of jail, and he like spent all his money he could on a ring, and then they took the ring, and I think they pawned the ring, and yeah, it was.
Oh,
He might be one of the
my
dumbest
God.
people we've ever had on the show.
I think
and,
so.
And we've had
Crazy
Medicine Man
Patty
and Crazy
and
Patty,
Magnifico.
yeah.
Dumb Lori.
Yeah.
So we don't talk to Medicine Man anymore because of
Yeah.
that one guy,
Mhm.
Who Dat.
Who dat?
And then we don't talk to Crazy Patty anymore because she disappeared.
Yeah.
So
Magnifico is not allowed to use the phone anymore.
Dumb
Yeah.
Lori may or may not be dead.
Yeah.
yeah,
Tongueless Brett probably
Dead.
Probably
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
Warlock Melissa moved away.
yeah.
Thank God.
love Warlock Melissa.
Glendale either moved away or went back to jail.
Yeah. Prison.
Glendale puts a new skin suit on so you don't recognize him.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Avocado
Weird.
died.
Avocado.
Oh, rest in
died.
peace, Avocado.
Win Dixie Bagger Lisa.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember her?
Karaoke Rob.
Yep.
Yeah.
That guy.
Love Tiger.
Remember Guatemala Gary?
Oh,
Guatemala
Gary was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh, that was somebody brought that up, and
What a caper that was.
Oh,
somebody brought that up online this weekend because they were complaining about the Mike Olivero show filling in for us, and they were like, "Just play best of. This show stinks." And then somebody wrote, "And what's the difference? They just play the Guatemala Gary one every week anyway." And I went, "Ooh, all right, it's on Carmen."
oh, really? I haven't heard that forever. But
Yeah,
I,
that is not true. I've only played it one time.
No,
So.
not according to the listeners.
Yeah. not
Okay.
according
Oh,
to
because
this.
the listeners are never
Always,
wrong.
Yeah.
always right. They're always right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the guy has it on a loop on his phone.
Yeah.
He's not even listening to the station.
I love when you do playing best of, and people are calling me, and they're like, "I'll be sleeping. I'll get a text, and I'll just go." How far out is he? And I'm like, what are you talking? I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Whatever. All right. Okay. That wraps it up. Tomorrow is Thursday. We'll do the open letter rewind in the morning. I was going to play, today's my grandmother's birthday. I was going to play the Mean Tweets, but maybe I'll play tomorrow. Thank you to Ana Paulina Luna for joining us on the show today, the Congresswoman who is leading the charge, along with just a few others, to try and find out what exactly we have when it comes to aliens and spacecraft and reverse engineering. Great to have an open, honest, transparent politician on the air with us, who also happens to be kind of hot. Anything else this week?
Yes.
What?
Tomorrow, Ron James from
Ron, you want to talk about aliens?
Yes, UFOs. He's doing a documentary on UFOs.
That's on. What's the name of the documentary?
The name of the documentary is.
It's on Apple TV. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Tell you in 1 second.
I'm into this alien stuff now.
Well, yeah, it's all happening right now.
Well, Ron, as I was talking to the Congresswoman, and she said this, I got premier access.
His Accidental Truth UFO Revelations.
Yes.
Narrated by Matthew Modine.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
That makes it fancy.
And then Steve Byrne is on Friday.
The great Steve Byrne. America's American-Asian connection, comedy connection. All right. Well, great. Is he going to be at Side Splitters?
Yes.
Oh, maybe we'll do that Friday.
I'm down.
Check us out on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. Check us out on Facebook the same way and go vote for us in Best of the Bay. Not just for us, but for the people who support the show and support our listeners. Feed us when they can. We're all a good tight-knit community. Let's go take care of each other. Vote for some local businesses. Let's give them a little push on the Best of the Bay.
The Dizzy Ass Podcast.
Lazy Ass Podcast hosted by Dizzy. It's killing Happy Hour right now.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Happy Hour's over.
Maybe.
It was a long hour.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Happy Hour.
Oh.
Rest in peace. We'll see you guys tomorrow. The After Show with Dizzy is up next, followed by Roger and JP. Drew and John, or maybe just John, I'm not sure today. Then Mo and Cockwell, Johnny B and Will. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Goodbye.